We're back here on Madden 26, and today we have completely created basically a new division in the world of the NFL. You know, the NFC South has been stinking it up for a while, so how about we just completely disband it, cut everybody loose, let everybody go out into the open world and see where they can find new careers. But for now, we got 4 completely new teams to make up an entire division, and it's going to put them at a big deficit since they are built completely based off just practice squad players and a bunch of stinkers. And we're going to see in 15 years how much these 4 teams can accomplish and who is able to be the best of the bunch. So obviously with them all being in the same division, they're guaranteed to have at least one team make the playoffs because you got to win the division. And surprisingly enough, the Outlaws, we got the Outlaws, the Manta Rays, the Vipers, the Bobcats. Those are the 4 teams. Surprisingly, the Outlaws won 9 games. I thought we'd be looking at like a team winning maybe 6 games, 8 max. But hey, we got a 9-win team here in year 1. So we're going to see if the Outlaws can get an early little resume boost. So we've done stuff like this before, mainly on like NCAA, where, we create a whole new conference, or we do, FCS teams. But I thought let's bring it over to Madden and see what happens here. Now, we're going to be watching the 4th quarters, and if it's close games, we're obviously going to be spectating that. The thing is, well, you run into the 49ers, and, like Jaron Hall and crew is not going to be able to do all that much for you, as the 49ers are going to absolutely obliterate this poor team. 44-0. So we'll get into action eventually, but, for now, they have to obviously build things up a little bit. Now, the thing working in their favor is, of course, you got a whole bunch of cap space. The thing working against them, though, is, well, you're obviously starting at a low point, but the rest of the league has gotten better. With the NFC South, just letting everybody go, every other team in the league has gotten 2, 3, 4 starters or quality players added to their rosters, so it makes every other team a little bit better. And with all that, somehow we still get a Chiefs-Niners Super Bowl and the Chiefs win it. But we'll show you here their additions with their cap space, also their draft class. So here's everything that the Bobcats were able to do. It's obviously going to be a little bit more in the first offseason because they have like $250 million to spend. They're not going to spend all of it, but they're going to spend a lot of it to fill out this roster and have significant improvements here. And you get to see kind of the strategy that every team, decides to attack and where they want to try to improve their roster the most. And for the Manta Rays, they're out here signing Daniel Jones to a $100 million contract for whatever reason. I don't know if that's going to bode well for them, considering I don't know if you want Daniel Jones on a roster where his best players like Jacob Parrish or Xavier Watts. But for the Outlaws, they're at a little bit of a disadvantage early on because they made the playoffs, so you get a worse draft pick. They do get Marcus Mariota. I prefer that strategy, though. A $3 million contract for a quarterback who's a bit worse. Maybe you can go and try to get a nice draft pick and maybe get a top-tier quarterback. And finally, for the Vipers, they go and fill out their roster. Spencer Rattler, the quarterback, Trey Lance, a bunch of just younger, cheaper options here, and not a whole lot of big-time contracts, it looks like. Joshua Dobbs, and they have one big signing, Bucky Irving. So, all of the NFC South guys got, dispersed, but not all of them signed major extensions, so a couple of them are holdovers. Xavier Watts, Kalijah Cansey, Bucky Irving, but for the most part, they're all in the rest of the league. The Outlaws, their best players were Rashad White. Oh, I am so sorry. I don't think they're going to be going back to the playoffs, but Bucky Irving and Jacob Parrish is a really nice starting building blocks of your team, and maybe you can help yourself out a little bit more. If Spencer Rattler wants to become good, I don't know if that's likely to happen, but in year 2, team that'll be going to the playoffs is the Bobcats at 6-11. This is more what I expected. 3 6-11 teams, but the Bobcats went 5-1 in the division, so they only won 1 game against a non-division opponent, but they're going to be headed to the playoffs. And I actually wanted to show you a couple of the stats from these teams. I didn't show them in year 1 because they were all practice squad players on 1-year deals, and basically all of them didn't even get re-signed. So, there wasn't really a whole lot to show you for the future. Mariota was the starting quarterback for the Outlaws, and it went about as you'd expect. I don't know how long it's going to take for these teams to get up there. I mean, you obviously are talking about will you draft a franchise quarterback to change things? Will you find, a couple of nice free agents? I made, trade difficulty and free agent motivations. I have the difficulty cranked up there. Like, you're not going to be able to just get by offering a contract and hoping everything goes okay. You need to be a desirable destination. Now, the good thing also is we're tracking all of these teams' accolades and everything throughout the entire 15 years, and we're comparing them at the end to see who is the best of the bunch. Award winners goes into that. Playoff wins, if a Super Bowl ends up coming upon us, Pro Bowls, all of that stuff will be tallied up at the very end, and we're going to be comparing these teams. So, we get our first bit of playoff action here, and even though you're 6-11 facing an 11-6 team, we've already broken records for the worst team to ever make the playoffs, but they got themselves an interesting quarterback here. A second-round pick at quarterback is their guy, and his name is, I guess we pronounce this Achan now. Formerly what we thought was ETN, I guess is Achan now. So I guess I'm calling him Achan. Sure, Jalen Coker on this team as well. Run up the middle and stopped. In this world, Dexter Lawrence isn't traded for a first-round pick as they go up the seam at a con. And Lamar Achan. Is all of them Achan now? Help me with that one, because that's going to be a weird adjustment process for us, I think, as he'll throw to the end zone. Touchdown. We're all tied up. And it's 17-17. Rashid Shaheed, which I think is an awesome signing for them, is going to get that one. Cam Scattaboo in this gigantic logo in the midfield. This is kind of awesome how massive this logo is. I guess you guys could also let me know who you're rooting for of these four teams to succeed the most, and if any of them will win a Super Bowl or get anywhere close to it, as Jackson Dart swinging one outside. Caught it, Tyrone Tracy in the backfield, 3rd down and 16 after the tackle for loss. Dart throwing for the first down marker. He's got it and breaking off a tackle. Was that Jalen Hyatt? What are you letting Jalen Hyatt do that to you for? As Malik Neighbors has got him for 10 yards. Neighbors 5 catches for 93 yards on the game. Make it 6. And he's over 100 yards, it looks like. Goal to go for the Giants. Dart underneath. Tracy to the 4. 3rd and goal. 4.5 minutes to play. Scattaboo next to him. They set up the screen for Scattaboo. He's got it. And making a move. Touchdown. Cam Scattaboo is giving the Giants a 24-17 lead with just over 4 minutes to play in the return. As I would hope, well, it's not Shaheed back there. I don't actually know who this is returning the kick, but it's a good return. Past midfield and to the 37 of New York. Great return for Achan, and scrambling, throwing on the run, out of bounds. 3rd down and 8. First 2 downs all not successful as Achan throwing, deep ball. Oh, it's caught. Touchdown. And throw it up at Rashid Shaheed with his 2nd score of the 4th quarter. We're tied up. 3.5 to play, and into the flats. Giants, they're being given a fight of a lifetime from a 6-win team in the playoffs. Wan'Dale Robinson loses a yard. Dart to the air, and Dart throwing back across the middle. Neighbors, 1st down, and Neighbors 7 grabs. They're right about midfield. I know it's hard to tell with this giant logo, but he's up the middle and a sack. And the Bobcats get him down 2nd and 16. Under 2 minutes to play. There's a flag. I don't love that. Pass interference and a real bailout there. Would have been 3rd and 16 from the 48. It's now 1st down as they throw to Scattaboo. Gets out of bounds quickly. 5-yard gain. You're right outside field goal range. It'd be 60 from here. Dart on the read option. He's got the 1st and more. Jackson Dart. He's got to the red zone. Gain of 25. And the Giants handing Scattaboo's way, but they are well within field goal range. Bobcats burning timeouts. Dart throwing for Neighbors again, and another 10 yards. 3rd and 3. Bobcats final timeout. Dart running, throwing out the back of the end zone. They'll have to settle. Give them 3 points, and the Bobcats will have just a minute to play as they will drop and throw with the pressure in, and he's broken up there. It's an incomplete pass. 51 seconds and clock ticking out of the backfield. And not much there. You got to really conserve your time with only 1 timeout. As he's throwing a 3rd and 5 and out of bounds. 4th and 5. Game on the line. Throwing it deep. He wants it all 1-on-1. Incomplete. And the Giants are going to win it But hey, I will give you all the credit in the world for that game. You were 6-11. He had zero expectations, and you put up one heck of a fight. Your rookie quarterback. For a second rounder, a day one rookie, yeah, we'll take that. Najee Harris was their running back, 1,000 yards for him. Not a whole lot of receiving production across the board, but yeah, I mean, that's not so bad for, much better than the Outlaws in their playoff debut. But let's see how these teams start to expand on things here. You're also looking for Pro Bowlers, if they're popping up. I would imagine not going to be very many early on because you don't have a lot of those high-end players. You're just kind of hoping somebody could sneak in. Every little one matters, whether it's kicker, punter, return man, any little award winner matters. It all kind of adds to your resume. Lions win the Super Bowl over the Broncos and a Joe Burrow MVP. The Bobcats, they get Dontavian Wicks. They go and grab Rashee Rice for $100 million. I don't know if that's the most responsible way to use your money, but go crazy. Zach Charbonnet as well. Yossi Voss, I highlighted that one because he just won Offensive Player of the Year, so, you brought him in for way cheaper, but he was way more productive. Manta Rays, meanwhile, they brought in Emmanuel Forbes, so make of that what you will. Tyquan Thornton, Michael Penix, and Jalen Coker for the Outlaws. Penix for $100 million. Are you guys okay? Vipers, there you go and grab themselves a special quarterback. You see that there in the bottom right. About an 82 overall quarterback with the number 2 pick. The number 2 pick. Who was picking number 1 and didn't select the generational quarterback? But now things could get interesting here because we have a potential generational level quarterback on one of these teams. And like I said, if you draft that special quarterback, maybe your franchise could be turned around and jump started in a special way. So who do you have to surround that guy? Well, you have Bucky Irving. You have this 22-year-old D tackle that's also an 86 overall. That's really nice. So I think the Vipers have kind of taken the early lead here, though we get to the end of the season and they do not make the playoffs. We have an 8-9 playoff appearance. Jerry Lasley, that rookie quarterback, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to the Outlaws. Best linebacker, how about D. Winters for the Manta Rays? So a couple of awards, and like I said, everyone matters. Eddie Pinheiro, best kicker. Take it. So a couple of awards here for the guys. And for the teams not in the playoffs, we take a peek at their stats. We almost just had De'Ami Brown go for 1,000 yards, which I guess is impressive. And here's your best linebacker with 128 tackles, 6 sacks, 3 picks, 5 pass breakups. Nice season. A couple of guys in double-digit sacks for the Manta Rays as well. And for the Outlaws, Michael Penix. Would anybody be shocked to know that he did not play the whole season? He played 11 games and then got hurt. So you know you were getting into signing him to a $100 million contract, and I already have to question the smarts of 2 of these teams. Daniel Jones and Michael Penix both getting $100 million contracts, where meanwhile Jerry Lasley throws for 25 touchdowns, 5 picks, and Bucky Irving runs for 1,200 yards, but only 1 touchdown. That's really interesting. 1,200 rushing yards, but just a single touchdown. And not a whole lot of success here on the defensive side, which is probably why they didn't make the playoffs, despite having the best offense of these teams. But we get into a little rematch here. So, this is not a replay. You're getting Giants versus Bobcats. Again, at home, the Bobcats for their division victory, despite being below 500. Will it be the second time around to go and get themselves the victory here? As well, it's also a pretty similar score. This is not the same game. I do promise you. 3rd down and 6. Jackson Dart down by 3. 17-14 your score. Throw it up the middle. It's caught. And on the sled, he breaks away. And he's gone. Touchdown. Darius Slayton breakaway, and a touchdown for the Giants to give them the lead, 21-17. You can also see that quarterback, HN, he's got superstar development, so that's really big for them. A 2nd-round pick to have a superstar dev at quarterback is pretty hard to do, as they throw it out into the flats of the RPO, and it's going to be caught for the first down. Rashid Shaheed going to be a big part of this game, probably just like he was in the last one. Caught those 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter last year. Now 3rd down 2, he's stepping up and throwing. Caught in traffic, and he got it for the first down at the 47, and he's sacked. They sent the nickel blitz, and he goes down 3rd and 17, standing and throwing for a receiver. He's got it, and he's gone. Oh, he almost just fumbled that one on the taunt. Oh my goodness, he almost just sold so hard, but it's a touchdown. And the Bobcats are taking the lead right back. 24-21, 9 minutes to play. It's already been an action-packed fourth quarter. Malik Neighbors, oh my goodness, shifty. And Neighbors to the 45, and Dart throwing first down, and more for Wandale Robinson to the 22, and a second down. Dart has got Neighbors again, and Malik Neighbors has helped him get over 300 yards passing. Now off his blind side, he's sacked. Third down and 12 at the 14-yard line. Dart, and couldn't hold for him, but he gets enough time to find Darius Slayton again. Touchdown Darius Slayton, his second of the fourth quarter. And it's looking like he's playing the Rashid Shaheed role of last year. 28-24, 4.5 to go, and a Chet throw it outside. Caught for the first down. And you got another big-time scoring drive left in you, or will it be another heartbreak here? As he's going to have it to the 39 in the Giant territory. Short drop. He's going to step up. He can move, and he runs for 2. Third down and 8. 3 minutes to go. And throwing. Hitch. Got it. First down. Big hit. But he hangs onto the ball, and it's at the 24. 2-minute warning is hit on the run into the red zone. 13 yards away from the lead. A minute and a half to play. Abdul Carter makes him go down for a loss of 2, and an injury timeout is maybe the more devastating loss there as they get 6 yards back. Third down and 6, and he sacked. Everybody in. 20 seconds to play. They set up the screen on 4th and 12. I don't love the call, and I don't love the result. And once again, this young quarterback plays well in those big moments. Darius Slayton had 3 touchdowns that game. Oh my God, he got torched by Darius Slayton, but look at the year he had. Zach Charbonnet also runs for 1,000 yards. And Rashee Rice goes for 13 touchdowns. Rashee Rice, Shaheed, Yossi Voss, Wicks, with, you know, this core not bad. You also got a young edge rusher, Miguel Sanchez, with 15.5 sacks, and Jordan Brooks had 5 picks. So, okay, the Bobcats, I think the Bobcats and the Vipers right now are the two that are building pretty well compared to the other 2 teams. So, you know, the difference is 2 teams went after veteran, you know, second contract, third contract type quarterbacks. And then the other 2 went with young quarterbacks. And one of them obviously got absolutely lucky as heck getting a generational guy, but the other team, you know, got a second rounder and is developing him. So, you know, I like the different approaches here as we go to see Jackson Dart winning the Super Bowl over Josh Allen and the Bills. As we see what the Bobcats add, Javon Buller. Joe Alt is a massive addition for about $100 million. As now we go to the Manta Rays. They draft a cornerback in the first round, Dominic Pooney and Ike Ekwonu. So, all right, you get some offensive line help, and you keep Leonard Williams around. For the Outlaws, they are grabbing Troy Franklin, Sam Darnold. So they're going back to the QB well with a $91 million Sam Darnold contract. And then the Vipers get Dre Greenlaw and just their regular draft picks, but not a whole lot else. I mean, you know, they're going with some quality over quantity, I would suppose, but you can see what the Bobcats look like now. Not bad, not bad. You're building up that offense. Just got to get a defense to go with it. Manta Rays, I'm not loving the Elton Jenkins at 32 years old being your best player, but you do you. And Outlaws, Edgerrin Cooper, Kool-Aid McKinstry, developing some younger guys as well to go along with Sam Darnold being there. And the Vipers, still with Bucky Irving, that defensive tackle that's really good. You got your generational quarterback. We'll see how long it takes them as we get to the end of the season. And well, it didn't take them too long. They're in the playoffs, 10-7. We got our first 10-win, double-digit win season as the Manta Rays are riding out Daniel Jones for another season. They got Jonathan Brooks, Xavier Legette. Oh boy, Xavier Legette with the leading receiving year for this team. Oh boy, this is a disaster. Sam Darnold was pretty whatever. Trey Benson runs for 1,000 yards on good efficiency, so you'll take that. But, you know, Edgerrin Cooper, nice season as well. Not able to get to the playoffs, though. But I'm interested now. We get to see Lasley at quarterback do his thing in the playoffs. Achan for the Bobcats did get a little banged up. Rashee Rice, though, had another nice season. Yossi Voss for 900. Shaheed for 700. I really like the receiving core there. You got the deep threat. You got, you know, Rashee Rice underneath. You got Yossi Voss, who was very productive in Cincinnati when he won Offensive Player of the Year. It's a really nice trio, I feel like. They go together well, but wasn't able to get them to the playoffs this time. You were not going to win the division with a below 500 record this time around, as we do not face the Giants with these teams. Here we go with the Eagles 12-5 versus the Vipers, who are set up. It's 14-11. First play of the fourth quarter is a first and goal, and he dives in right at Jahan Campbell and a touchdown. 18-14 as Jalen Hurts throw in. There's Devontae Smith taking a big hit. And it'll get 9, second down and 1 as they go. It'll pull screen. Got it for A.J. Brown. You can tell this game isn't going to be very realistic here, as A.J. Brown's still in the Eagles as they will run right up the middle for a first down. And now another one, as it's not going to be Saquon. I don't actually know who it is at running back. Probably some guy that they drafted as they go into the flats. Wide open tight end. And to the 33, they are moving it well and continuing. Run game, though, loses a yard finally as they have to drop back and throw it 11 yards down. They find the tight end again, all the way to the 9-yard line, gain at 25. Hurts, bubble, screen, Brown runs through a defender. Oh, A.J. Brown, what a play. Touchdown. Literally just flattened a defender. And they got the lead right back 21-18 as Lasley finds a receiver. They had a nice kick return that got him to the 41. So very quickly they're finding themselves in a good spot here. If they can get a first down, they'll be in Eagle territory. Handoff, Bucky Irving. He's close. He's got it. And they just had enough. Play action. And Lasley going deep. Hey, can't have it. That looked like it was a good throw, but he just had a defender too close to him. That's another good throw. This one is going to be caught at the 26-yard line. 6 minutes to play, and Irving on the draw. Stuffed. Third down at 14. Lasley from the 30. He's going to step up. He's going to run. Lasley, first down. And he can't move. He's got 87 speed, if I am correct. He's going to try to run it again. Looking for the end zone. No, down 2 yards shy. Lasley hands, fullback. Got the first, but still 2 yards out. Goal to go. Sling it outside, and he's got it on the touchdown to take the lead. And I can say I like that other than the first year, these teams have been awfully competitive in these games, even if they, give up a little bit of a talent advantage here. But the talent gap is starting to close year by year as that's going to be Hurts scrambling. Just a matter of, can they get it done? Can you get your first playoff victory? As it's a nice tackle there, 5 yards, midfield, 2 minutes to play. We will hit the 2-minute warning with that one, 48-yard line, 3rd and 7, all the pressure in. They sent the blitz, and look at that. Is that Romeo Doubs for the first down? I can tell by the big goofy Guardian cap as A.J. Brown on the screen is going to get just a yard, 42-yard line as Hurts throw it outside, knocked away. 3rd down at 9, can you hold? As Hurts throwing one deep, and jump ball incomplete for A.J. Brown. It's 4th and 9, game on the line for the first playoff win, and picked off, and the Vipers are going to get the first one on the board, 25-21. And you draft a generational quarterback, and just like that, you flip things around, and you are winning a playoff game. Now you got to travel, though, on the road. Take on the Detroit Lions. So the first team in the video to get a playoff win, that's cool, that's great. Now, can you take that next step and to really solidify yourself as true, legitimate Super Bowl contenders? Well, it's not looking good right now. We're going to skim through this one. 35, and now with a touchdown here, it'll be 35-16. 7 minutes to play in this game as Tesla has got the first down. But yeah, we're kind of, catching you with some highlights here just to show you that Detroit got off to a very hot start, and the Vipers in the fourth quarter are able to close the gap. A touchdown here once again, but it's just not going to be enough here as the onside kick with 2 minutes to go, recovered by Detroit. Really unfortunate that they just weren't able to succeed. You couldn't stop Jahmyr Gibbs, who ran for 100 yards. Amon-Ra, 2 touchdowns. And, this is what you mean. You get the talent gap to close in a little bit, but you go and you face Jahmyr Gibbs, face Amon-Ra, face, probably Jameson Williams, and face, just a really talented team here. You're just not going to be able to get it done. But showing signs of excitement for the future. Nolan Smith, 12 sacks. You had Dre Greenlaw to help out this defense a good bit. Your quarterback should only be getting better. Bucky's cool. And yeah, you keep adding to it as long as you don't mishandle this. For now, he is still on that rookie deal, so you have some money to play with before you have to, obviously pay him the big contract. That's going to be what you're worrying about. But, what additions can you make in the meantime to make it worthwhile for you? You're taking a look at the Pro Bowlers there. The Giants go and win the Super Bowl again. Jackson Dart, they smacked them this time. How about a big signing there, though? 2 ones, actually. Quinn Miners and Carson Swessinger to the Bobcats. That's big. And the Manta Rays, they go and sign Jalen Hurts and Kyle Pitts. All right, we're getting serious now. Hurts and Pitts. That's nice. Meanwhile, Outlaws, their big signing is Jordan Whittington. Sure. And the Vipers, they go and grab Ozzie Trapillo, Josh Downs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tate Ratledge, Max Hairston. Okay, wow. That's some big signings there. Brian Burns as well. So you go Amon-Ra, Burns, Ratledge. You just signed 3 of your 5 highest rated players in free agency. Okay, that's what I said. You got the quarterback on a rookie deal. Go be aggressive. That is perfect. You just go and stole Amon-Ra. He just scored 2 touchdowns on you in the playoffs, and now he's on your team. All right, the Vipers, really good stuff there. Can't really say I'm too big on some of the other teams, but the Bobcats, Swessinger, Miners, Alt, Rasheed. Again, the offense is looking good. Worried about the defense a bit. Let's get to the playoffs here, and every team won at least 8 games. So look at that, we have 3 playoff teams. 8 and 9 got you the 7 seed, which is interesting. Jerry Lasley goes and wins best QB, but we have 3 of the 4 teams in the playoffs. So the team that came last was tied for the 7 seed. So it was actually the Bobcats that didn't make it, unfortunately, even though I thought, they looked like maybe the 2nd best team, but didn't work out for them, unfortunately. We're going to get to see, though, the Manta Rays in their first playoff game, and we'll see if the Outlaws as well can do a little bit better than their year 1 playoff appearance, where they got absolutely dominated. Let's go and take on the Minnesota Vikings here, a little purple-on-purple matchup. Vikings, Manta Rays, 24-17, as Minnesota's got the ball up by 7, as they ended up in this universe actually having J.J. McCarthy play playable level. Again, maybe not the most realistic, but we hear still as Justin Jefferson can't get the first down. And now play action. It's Jalen Hurts getting hit and thrown out of bounds. As now 2nd down and 10. Hurts moving right. He's going to run. Hurts, he's got the first down and slides at the 24 as they move the chains. And Hurts under center, drops back, throws, and outside. Dangerous, but he gets the catch. It's a bailout there from the receiver as he's really tempting fate right now as Hurts goes the run up the middle, hands it for the first again, and they are moving it well with 8 minutes to go as they get a crossing route wide open, and that's going to be another one. This is a great drive right now. That is not a great play. Why would you do that, Hurts? You just throw it backwards and out of bounds. You lost a bunch of yards there, but I guess you'll get it back at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal. Hurts looking for the tie. We're just 2 yards away. And play action. They fall forward, but what a deflection by the D lineman. That is incredible. And that might save them. It's 4th and goal. Hurts, hands, and no, he stopped. I have to give so much credit to whoever the D lineman was who just saved a touchdown in pass defense like that. That was an incredible game-changing play. As now McCarthy hands, big hit. But 3rd and 6, McCarthy is going to have an incompletion. Addison couldn't reel it in. And now Hurts has a short field with under 4.5 to play as Hurts goes play action and out to the tight end. 4th and inches, it's close. And Hurts, they're not going to go and snake it. They're going to try the same thing. Fullback scouted, and fullback. Who is their fullback? He just got 16 yards on the play. And they go with the run up the middle, and it's going to give them 5. 2:47 to play and a short completion. That'll get them 2. Now you're down to 3rd and 3 at the 12. Minnesota sends 4. Hurts just throws it up bounds. I feel like he could have maybe ran for it or something. 4th down. Will it be another stand here? Hurts. He'll scramble. Hurts makes a move. Touchdown. and Jalen Hurts ties the game with just 2 minutes to play. And will it be a J.J. McCarthy game-winning drive at the 31 hand? And he loses yards. Injury timeout. 3rd and 5. Spread in the field. DB sent to the blitz, but he gets it out. And McCarthy delivers for a first down. He beat the blitz with the spread field and a free rusher in his face. 44-yard line. Throw it over the head of his receiver. Incomplete. And it's 3rd and 8 as McCarthy in there. They sent another DB, but he finds Jefferson into field goal range. And why are we looking at the poised play of J.J. McCarthy? Oh, he delivers for a touchdown. Who is this guy? This ain't the guy we watch in real life. My goodness, man. As we got 1:20 to play. And Hurts, you're running backwards. And Jalen Hurts gets sacked by his former Eagle teammate, Josh Sweat. 24 yards to go. The screen gets to 0. 60 seconds to play. Hurts gets hit as he's throwing. Picked off. Picked off, and that'll do it. And Jalen Hurts, not clutch there. That was rough. You ran backwards and then hit as you were throwing there. Obviously not all your fault, but you really winded up for that one. As he throws for 28 touchdowns, 6 picks on the season. And RJ Harvey had, 1,100 yards. Quentin Johnson was your #1 receiver. Ooh, boy, that's not good. JT and Jack Sawyer with 7 sacks apiece, and nobody getting more than 1 interception. Well, how about we take a trip to the Giants and, the Outlaws. Not a hot start to their video with the playoff success. How about a playoff domination? They were 8-9. Like, they didn't really deserve to be there. But, like, dang, you could have put up a fight, maybe. You got a lot of money invested, though. They have Michael Penix and Sam Darnold on the team. And their big free agent signing, Jordan Whittington, actually goes and puts up 13 touchdowns at 1,100 yards. So, good on him. But, yeah, you need to do a little bit better in the playoffs when you get in these big games, Outlaws. You don't want to, fall too far behind the rest of the crowd here. Everybody else is putting up competent performances, and we go with the best of the bunch right now in terms of record, at least, and the guys who won the division, the Vipers. It's 24-14 over the Rams. They are down by 10 as Lasley's gonna get 6, and it'll be 3rd down and 6 from the 29. Lasley throwing on the run and over the middle. It's caught for the first down. So you're down by 10 with 10 to play, needing to make this comeback here as Bucky Irvin gets 8. And now 2nd down and 2. Lasley finds Bucky out of the backfield and gets some nice room. Gets a block, and he'll have it past midfield. As a screen set up other way, running back again. And I don't even know if that is Bucky this time. I don't think it was. I think they had the backup in their 3rd down and inches, though. They get the sneak. Lasley 1st down, so it's a nice drive. Got some time ticking, though. It's already been 4 minutes down in the 4th quarter as there's a sack. Jared Verse gets in his 2nd of the day. And it's 2nd down and 16 now from the 42 as Lasley. You can settle for a field goal on this drive, and you've gotten yourself into field goal range. A 3rd and manageable 3rd down and 4. Lasley is running right into pressure. Sacked again. Make it 6 sacks for the Rams defense as the kick is almost blocked, and we have a flag. That's weird. This is not the first video where this has happened, where I have roughing the kicker turned off, and it just happens anyway. Why? Okay, well, extend the drive, I suppose. I use the same, penalty slider set every time for my videos, so, I don't know. It is what it is. 3rd down and 4 from the 15-yard line. Bucky on the run, and it's goal to go. Well, I mean, this could work out in their favor in a big way if they can find the end zone here. The thing is they need to find the end zone, because if you still only end up with a field goal here, it feels like you just wasted time, and I think that's what's going to happen. Jared Verse ends the drive again, and they settle for a field goal again, but this time it's with a few less minutes on the clock. That really did hurt them as the run. This is obviously no Matthew Stafford. We're enough in the future to where they got Baker Mayfield at quarterback, and Baker may have reunited with Sean McVay, but he's throwing an interception. And now right back into scoring range. Just the Vipers. That's a catch out of the backfield for Bucky. A lot of targets for Bucky. 3rd down and 9, though. Lasley throwing it deep for the end zone. 1-on-1. Incomplete. And from the 39, they'll settle for another field goal. This is a long kick, and the kick is good. Still one-score game, though, as Baker Mayfield takes over, hands it off, and a nice little run there. They're burning their timeout, 2nd down to 2. And up again, and another 1st down, as this one could be over if they do it again, as they find a completion there. That's the final timeout. And, oh, actually, no, it's an injury timeout ahead of the 2-minute warning. That saves them big time. Baker is sacked, 3rd and 14. And now, for the 1st down, no, sacked again, Baker down. And the Vipers will have 2 minutes with no timeouts to score a touchdown here. Bucky Irving, 9 yards, 10 yards out of the backfield. They'll call it 2nd and inches, and the completion there. And now 1st down and 10 at the 47-yard line. 1:17 to go. Can the young quarterback get that game-winning drive as he's got 7? We're down to 60 seconds to play. Lasley, 1st down marker and a lot more. He's got it inside the 20, down to the 12. What a play. And this one could be the one they needed. Yes, it is. Touchdown. Lasley delivers. And it's 27-24 with the extra point. Baker Mayfield now in a dire situation. Baker immediately throws the pick. Game over. And the Vipers win it on a game-winning touchdown. And in this duel, we had one quarterback play a lot better than the other one. As how about it for Lasley? I mean, he's living up to the title right now. I feel like, you know, he's really changing things for this franchise so early on at the infancy of their existence, and taking on the Giants, the 2-time Super Bowl winner. Was it back-to-back even? I think it was, maybe. Touchdown, though, as they were inside the 10. Amon-Ra St. Brown, as look at this team absolutely dominating the Giants right now. It's 26-7. No, that is not Russell Wilson out there. It's a fumble, though. It's a fumble, and the Giants turn it over. But that guy, number 3, that is Anthony Richardson at quarterback. I don't know what happened to Jackson Dart. I don't know, but Amon-Ra St. Brown has 100 yards on the day. Maybe Dart got hurt. I don't know. But Bucky Irvin's running for a 1st down, and this Viper team could be on the verge of just putting the dagger in this one to move to the conference championship. That ball incomplete in the red zone, though. 3rd down and 11. Lasley short, play it safe, and Amon-Ra is going to have it for a couple. Settle for 3. 29-7 your score. And with 7 minutes to go, I don't know what the Giants can really do here, as he's going to have 10 on the play this time. Go, Scatterboo. Big run. Cam Scatterboo. Almost breaks it free. If Scatterboo were a speedster, that's a touchdown, I think. But they'll have it at the 31. And a deep ball caught. Nice grab. Dangerous throw at the 13. Scatterboo is going to be inside the 10. Still, though, there's under 6 minutes to play. You're running out of time here. You got to score. And you got to get maybe at least one onside kick, it feels like, as pressure at Richardson, touchdown. Well, there's one. 2-point conversion. Good. 29-15 as Lasley on the draw. They kicked it deep. No onside. And Lasley on the draw gets the 1st down. Giants really needed a 3 and out. Well, they're not going to get it. They got to get a stop, though, eventually, as Bucky Irving. Another 1st down run. And the run game doing its job. As Lasley, though, pressured in this D-line. Abdul Carter with the sack. 2nd and 18. Lasley underneath. We'll play it safe. Just take the yards and make sure the clock is moving. Lasley, 3rd and 14. He'll take a shot deep, though. And it's incomplete. That one, maybe you would have been a little bit better to make sure you could run the clock out. But the Giants take over. 3 minutes to go. All their timeouts. Richardson, if you could score quickly, you know, within the next maybe minute or so, it can get a little scary as Richardson running. You know, you can do great there. As it's going to be another 1st down at the 40. As the clock is running, they're going to run with Scatterboo. And Scatterboo is fighting. He's just not going to be able to get anything. He loses 4. As Richardson, he can't afford to be, you know, handing it off there. I don't love the play calling. 2:16 to go. 3rd and 9. Richardson, deep ball, 1-on-1. Incomplete. 4th and 9. And this game on the line here with this one. 4th down. Richardson deep. Ball again. This one caught. Diving grab. Nice ball and a nice grab. This is those Anthony Richardson deep balls that are just so good, but everything else just kind of stinks. But hey, man, Anthony Richardson throws a pretty deep ball as he's going to go underneath. This one caught. See, it's a little behind his receiver. He messes up the short stuff, but he'll hit the deep stuff as that's a touchdown, Scataboo. And they do find the end zone here with 1:40 to go. But they did burn one timeout in the process. Onside kick recovered. You still need to get one first down to ice the game, though, as Irving with the spin move, and Bucky, the 35, got 3 yards to go. Bucky again, there's your first down. And Anthony Richardson actually plays a really good game and tries and almost pulls off the comeback maybe, but not to be. Conference championship against the Seattle Seahawks. How about a trip to the Super Bowl on the line? Well, the roles are a bit reversed. 26-7 is the score here, but the difference is the Vipers are inside the Seattle 10 and can make it a 2-score game right here, right now, and they almost did. Couldn't reel it at the goal line. Second and goal. Gotta be in the end zone here. Lasley underneath, caught in the Seattle defense swarming. There was E-Man Worry and Devon Witherspoon on the play. That ball outside, right on Witherspoon. Amon-Ra catches it for that touchdown. Here you go. Got the score you needed, 26-14, as Bijan Robinson is the running back. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. They replaced Kenneth Walker. Oh, no, they still have Kenneth Walker, too? It's Kenneth Walker and Bijan on the same team. Oh, my goodness. Well, they stopped them there, but you gotta be kidding me. Kenneth Walker and Bijan in the same backfield. Why? Why would you do that? That's evil. As the Seahawks, they didn't have to punt it. They turned it over to their defense, and Amon-Ra got the first down to the 46. No field goals can be settled for here, though. You need the touchdown here. You need 2 of them. It's a 12-point game, and you're driving to the 36-yard line of Seattle. As Lasley is going to hit one outside. Amon-Ra again. Just keep finding them. And 11 to the 18. And underneath, it's broken up. Third down and 10, though, from the 18. Lasley in the face of pressure is down. Latu with the sack. Where'd they get Latu as well? 4th and 20, end zone shot. Oh, it's a flag. There's a flag. Pass interference. What a call for the favor of the Vipers. Handoff, Bucky Irving, touchdown. We got a 1-score game. Where are the Seahawks getting all these players from? Latu, Bijan. Speaking of Bijan, he breaks one loose. And he's got 86 yards on 12 carries. Handoff again, Bijan stuffed. Now spread in the field, they throw. I think that's Mac Jones at quarterback. So they lost Darnold, we knew that. Is that Mac Jones, though? Oh, he got a completion. Tight end breaks it free. Oh, he's going all the way to the 10. It is Mac Jones dicing up the defense. He's got over 350 yards. Handoff, Bijan Robinson. This Seahawks team is crazy. I mean, Mac Jones isn't anything special, but like you surround him with all of that, then yeah, it's a pretty crazy team. That's what they did with Darnold. But, you know, you just kind of scale down a little bit. You downgrade from Darnold, but you go and add Bijan and Latu and, you know, whoever else is on this team. I guess it works out as you got to go down 12 points again. And with 3 minutes to go, they go out of the backfield, 4th and 1. Bucky couldn't get the first, and now your game may be on the line here. Lasley is throwing over the middle. It's caught for the first. Credit to Lasley. He's keeping his boys alive. Got to find the end zone again. 2.5 to play. Oh, their timeout still, and that's a completion again. 16 yards out. 2-minute warning approaching. Short pass. I don't think they're going to get another one off before the warning. Oh, yes, they will. One more play before the 2-minute warning. It's broken up. 4th and 6. Now everything rides on this one. Can they find Amon-Ra or somebody? He can. 1st and goal. Still on their timeouts. 1:45 to play. Lasley sacked. And it's Braden Fisk. Who else is on this team? Braden Fisk too? End zone touchdown Amon-Ra. This is a super team. 33-28. And Bijan on the carry. They did not kick the onside. They just straight up kicked it deep with all their timeouts. And they are going to get one out of bounds there, I think. Yes, they will. 3rd and 6. Game on the line. Mac Jones incomplete. And it can happen. A game-winning drive for the Super Bowl appearance. Lasley sacked. I don't know who sacked him there. Probably some other star player. As Lasley throwing on the run. Broke it up. 3rd down and 15. A minute to play. From the 30, Lasley. Caught. Reaching short. 4th and inches. He's so close. Come on. For the game. 4th and inches at the 45. I wouldn't even blame you if you ran it. Lasley to throw. And it's caught. Amonra. Got the completion. Hurry it up. Take out the super team. They still got Witherspoon, man, Worry. Fisk, Latu, a star player there, a star player in the middle. I'd imagine Ernest Jones is still on this team. I mean, my goodness. They'll throw again. And it's caught for Bucky, but shy. That's their final timeout. Not a lot of yards. 36 yards out, and they get out of bounds here, Amonra, to the 30. 24 seconds to play, no timeouts. Lasley is going to hit one outside again. They'll take it. It's out of bounds for 6. You can get 6 yards at a time as long as you're getting out of bounds. Lasley, though, hit as he's throwing. He gets it out. Nice job to make sure he doesn't take the sack there. Makes an adjustment at the line. 24-yard line. 15 seconds and it's 3rd down and 4. Bunch formation and another motion. A lot of adjustments going on here. As Lasley, what are you cooking up here? Oh my goodness, the tackle got pulled over. He's sacked. He's sacked. He got absolutely bulldozed. What do you do? And maybe you get one more play. One more play. And for the Super Bowl appearance, he'll throw. Lasley and zone. Hail Mary complete. And the Seahawks win it. The Seahawks team, what the heck, man? Who is up? They got Josh Downs as well. The only player I didn't see was JSN, who I guess maybe was hurt. Maybe somewhere else. Maybe he got hurt, though. Whatever the case is, like, my goodness. Like, this team was ridiculous. And I don't blame you for losing. That was a really impressive game, though. And the Vipers so close to a Super Bowl appearance that I have to imagine, like, you have a pretty dang good shot to win it if that was the team waiting. That was the team in the NFC, you know, stopping you. I can't imagine there was going to be too many AFC teams better, but also what you're starting to see a little bit more in the Pro Bowl department here in the first, you know, third of the video ending here, first 5 years through. So nice to see, though, that we've already, in the first couple of years, gotten a team on the doorstep of a Super Bowl appearance. The Browns actually win it. It's 26-24. The Browns won the Super Bowl. They beat the Seahawks. I have to just guess Mac Jones held them back. That's the only thing I can really say. Not a whole lot of moves here. You're seeing also less moves being made due to the fact that the team has now, all of the teams has really, like, allocated a lot of their money, and now it's just kind of bringing in, cycling guys in and out. You know, Jesse Bates coming in is nice, but for the Vipers, they picked up Lasley's option and didn't really add much because they did all their spending last season, so they just added, you know, draft picks and didn't really, you know, lose a whole lot. They just kind of kept everything together, and I see that as a good strategy, really, because you just add a couple of draft picks to the same team. I mean, you were close last year. Maybe you could do it this year, as Bobcats still looking like a very top-heavy team with a couple of nice players at the top of the board, but they go 12-5, and the Bobcats 8-9 sneak into the playoffs as the 7 seed, and Rashee Rice wins best wide receiver. Whittington came second, but Kevin Dotson, best offensive lineman, and Outlaws win best linebacker and best DB. What the heck happened with the Outlaws, man? Like, what are you guys doing? You had all these top level players, but you didn't make the playoffs. You didn't have a winning record. You had the best linebacker, the best DB, second best receiver, best offensive lineman, and you couldn't, like, have a winning record. Oh my goodness, man. Meanwhile, for the Manta Rays, Jalen Hurts was banged up a little bit, and they weren't able to do a whole lot. You're still rocking Quentin Johnson as your number 1 receiver. Never ideal. D. Winters is just, like, the leader of your defense as well. So, you know, it is what it is. But we do have a little matchup between our two teams here. Bobcats versus Vipers, as 12-5 versus 8-9, and we are guaranteed one of our teams to win in the playoffs. So right now, the Bobcats are winning 12-10. Lasley throwing it deep. Lasley's got a man, and he's gone. Touchdown. Just took the top off the defense. Vipers take the lead back 17-12. It's been Just all field goals for the Bobcats, but it's been enough to stay competitive in this one. Incomplete pass, though, 3rd down and 6 in a big spot here. Not wanting to completely concede the momentum. There you go, 1st down. As you move to the 37-yard line, handoff, Charbonnet has another 4 as they go play action now. And Chan outside at the marker, 3rd and 1. As he's sneaking, he's got a 4th and inches, so close, and now going for it, 4th down, quick pass, and I think there was a little bit of communication mess up. I think the receivers kind of rubbed against each other or something there. It kind of disrupted things, and it's going to be a turnover as Lasley now hands it. Bucky's got just a yard, 3rd down and 2. As Lasley down the middle and caught. How did he bring that one in? As Lasley swings it outside, another back out of the backfield, just hit hard down for 4 yards backwards. And they go and get 5 on 2nd down, 3rd and 9. They send a big blitz, and it's caught shy of the line, 4th and 1. And a real opportunity there. They wanted to go for it, but they will settle for the field goal, and I can't blame them. Makes it an 8-point game with 6.5 to go as HN swatted at the line. There you go, 2nd down and 10, 20-yard line. Stepping up and throwing. Caught and not much, 3rd down and 7. In a big spot, 3rd down, throwing. Big pass down the field. What a throw! Oh, he's gone! Touchdown! What a play! Incredible throw. Splits the safeties. And a 2-point conversion for the tie. No good. But my goodness, what a missile of a pass. As that ball incomplete, just straight up dropped past the 1st down marker. Would have been a huge game there. Now Lasley's got 3rd down and 10. Lasley throwing down the middle, caught, and he just makes so many, like, really nice tight window throws. Like, he just, very, very good player here. This is one of the better quarterbacks, you know, maybe I've seen in Madden in terms of just, like, pure accuracy. Like, he just finds the guy all the time and just hits these tight window throws, hits these open receivers when he needs to, and 3rd down and inches. Sneak is just stuffed. Wow. What a stuff on the sneak. 4th and inches. They're going for it. I like the call here. Field goal still keeps it a 1-score game. And they throw, slant, caught, 1st down. And he was just on point again. Bucky Irving is running for 5. Timeouts being burned. They're out of timeouts now at the 8-yard line. Lasley sacked. And the last play before the 2-minute warning, maybe, as Lasley gonna run, wants the 1st down. He's a yard shy, and I don't like this. Double down on your decision. They're kicking the field goal. I would have doubled down 1 yard and the game is over. Now you've given the Bobcats a chance here. Sacked. I mean, it's not a great chance considering they have no timeouts, but it is a chance as a chance sacked again. 3rd and 19 as he'll throw. Deep ball incomplete. 4th and 19. Game on the line. And he'll throw it deep. And it's in double coverage and incomplete. That'll do it. Nice game between these two teams, but the Vipers just a little bit better here. And they were close to a Super Bowl appearance previously. Now they're on their road to trying to get back to that conference title game. You look at what the Bobcats were able to do. Rashee Rice, a really nice season, and Carson Swessinger as well. I mean, over 120 tackles, a couple of sacks, a couple of picks. And yeah, I mean, the team just got a little bit better. We'll see if they can get to that 10-win contender type area. But there you go, Eagles versus Vipers here is the Eagles. Obviously no Jalen Hurts, as that's a wide open man out of the backfield. It's Trey Woodard, a quarterback that they drafted, is going to be the guy for them. But he hasn't had a great game, and he's down by 10 with 11 minutes to play. He'll throw. Deep ball. Caught. Breaking tackles. What a play. Touchdown. Eagles. 2 defenders there. Not only does he catch it, but he scores. And you cannot let that happen. Lasley, meanwhile, on the other end, had a really nice day. 3 touchdowns and incomplete pass there. 3rd down and 5. As Lasley throwing over the middle, it's caught for a first. And he does have the 1 interception, but over 200 yards on those 3 touchdowns to give them the lead for now as he's sacked. And backed up the 3rd and 16. Lasley short, not enough for the first. They'll get 10, but yeah, they'll go back to the Eagles there. A drop pass sets up 2nd down and 10 from the 15. And drag route for Devontae Smith, and he's broken up for another incompletion. 3rd and 10. Taking a shot, one-on-one, and it's over the head of everybody, incomplete. Good field position after the punt they'll hand. And Bucky Irving almost broke that one. That was 5 yards, but it could have been a lot more. There you go, Bucky, breaking one a little bit more wide open for a 1st down gain to the 36 as Lasley delivers for a 3rd down and 2 situation here. Lasley, 4-man rush outside. Bucky, did it hit him in the hands? Come on. Gotta bring it in. Bucky on the carry now. Jahad Campbell stops him. And a really tough break there for the Vipers, as that is going to be Eagle ball. I mean, I think Bucky got his hands on that ball, if I am correct, and got to catch that one. As they'll go now past midfield, and the Eagles now within field goal range to tie it. You'd really like to hold them out of the end zone here. They're 28 yards and getting closer. You go to the red zone, and 15 more. 13 yards away, handoff again, and that is 4 more yards. 2nd down and 6. And they'll go end zone. Touchdown Devontae Smith. And they take the lead. Eagles now have the advantage for the moment. 3.5 to go. Pass to the outside. Jumped. Picked. Taken all the way to the 2. And a big mistake from Lasley with 3 to go. Eagles immediately pounded in for a touchdown. And that is maybe your game-breaking, game-costing mistake there. It's just been a brutal finish to these final 2 possessions as they throw again. Oh no! Picked off Jahad Campbell now. And all of a sudden, things just got really bad because you get a stop eventually, but then you throw another interception and taking it back. And Lasley in the 4th quarter, the last couple of minutes with a meltdown. And a touchdown on the pick 6. I mean, Lasley, that one I can defend a little bit more since it's kind of like a dire situation, down with a minute to go. But, like, man, ever since the Bucky play on 3rd down led to the 4th down stop, it just didn't end well. Lasley, a nice season overall. Bucky, a really good season. And then Amon-Ra also 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns, but just could not get to the Super Bowl on that one. I mean, had an opportunity there, and now Lasley's a 94 overall, and you're at the point where, well, you kind of got to pay your quarterback, and that's where things get a little scary. If the team at its current state wasn't able to get it done, well, now how about you allocate another $50 million plus to your quarterback, and you have to take from other places in order to make that happen. So, you know, it's going to get a little worrying for the Vipers, and we'll see if they can continue to get a little bit better here as the Eagles do win the Super Bowl. So you lost to the eventual champs. I guess there's your positive. Meanwhile, for these teams, the Manta Rays, they signed George Pickens on a big contract, so a nice move for them. Outlaws, Whittington is back, Dylan Sampson, and how about Jackson Dart to the Outlaws? Meanwhile, for the Vipers, they were only able to bring in the players that they drafted, and you could see Lasley, he got his contract extension, so that's why you're not bringing in any new players. You still got a really good team, and you're going to hope the draft picks can help you out there. So, like, again, good team, not able to add to it, but can you get it done now? You've had 2 years now of contention here where you've lost to the eventual Super Bowl champions, and then you lost in the conference championship the year before that. So you've been on the doorstep as they go 12-5, and how about the 2 other teams making the playoffs as well? Another, 7 seed sneaking, but Outlaws win 10 games, and Parrish wins best DB. They got a best kicker as well for the Outlaws, but there you go. Outlaws signing Jackson Dart away from the Giants, 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback. Hey, you got a guy who's done it before. Can he do it for you guys? This is a big one for them. Like, this is crazy to go and get a quarterback like that on the open market as Dylan Sampson runs it in for a touchdown. Sampson has been a new addition to their backfield as well, as they're taking on the Lions here 28-24 after that touchdown. No Jared Goff. They still got Jahmyr Gibbs, as their quarterback's going to scramble and get a first down before getting lit up and hanging onto the ball. About a new set of downs where they will find a man for the first again. He's got 3 touchdown passes already, looking to add to it with another one, as he's going to have it to the 40-yard line. Second down and 1. Stretch out. There you go. Jahmyr Gibbs for the first down. And Gibbs, with 9 minutes to play, will take the carry again. Gibbs finds a hole for 8 more. And now third down and 2. Slant broken up. And the Lions going for it on fourth down as they'll throw. Taking a shot to the end zone. Incomplete. You didn't need to go for the shot play there, but obviously the Outlaws will take the result of that one, as they are going to get themselves inside the territorial alliance with that one, basically, as they go turn, play action, Dart. And Dart, chased by Hutchinson, he somehow got the ball away. What a throw! In the face of Aiden Hutchinson, you get 23 yards. Now a screen. Finds a lane. Nice block. Sails it for the touchdown. That is an incredible block from the lineman to get downfield and just bulldoze the last guy waiting to make the play. It's an 11-point game now. 6 to go. And the Lions down by 11 as they'll throw up the sidelines and a catch. Sam Laporta for the 46 of the Outlaws as they set up the screen. And here we go with Jahmyr Gibbs breaking up tackle and getting the first down. Jahmyr Gibbs, I mean, we're a number of years into things here. Gibbs is probably like 30 plus, but he's still doing his thing, man. He's still impressive. Second down and 2. There's just 4 minutes to play as they go handoff and tackle for a loss of 1. Third down and 3. Gibbs again. He's got the first down this time. They're running out of time here. QB draw takes it for a okay 7-yard gain, as from the 50, scrambles again. Big hit, but he gets the first. He's scrambling now a little bit more as he'll throw now short. Caught on the hitch. Third down and 4 from the 5-yard line. Going for a receiver. Has got it at the first down marker, but not the touchdown. 1 yard away. He scrambles and he's in. With 2.5 to go, and they'll try the 2-point conversion. He'll have a completion knocked out of his hands. Incomplete, meaning it'll be still a touchdown game, and Jackson Dart can seal it here. That's 8 yards already to start things off. That's big. Handoff again. Hutchinson. Big hit, and Hutchinson might have saved them. It's 4th and inches, and they punt. Aiden Hutchinson just saved them with that play, as now they'll have 2 minutes to get things done here, and they just lost their final timeout due to an injury. So now they got to go 68 yards and just 1:44 with no timeouts, as they get a nice first down there, but they lose some time. 20 seconds off the clock, and a completion. Sam Laporta got the first down, tackled in the middle of the field, and an injury timeout for the Outlaws now. That's a big bailout for the Lions. They just saved themselves 10 to 15 seconds. There's Laporta. Got another first down, 15 yards, couldn't get out of bounds. Down to 55 seconds as they throw for a receiver and bounds again, but they're hurrying it back to the line. 3rd and 2, 41 seconds to play at the 27, scrambling. First down, tackled again in the middle of the field. 29 seconds after the spike. 19-yard line, out of bounds, gets rid of it. And now you got 3rd down and 10. Blitz sent in. They pick it up. End zone at the back. And incomplete. 4th down. Last chance here. Going for a receiver in the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. And they are going to stun this Outlaw team with 18 seconds to play. 2-point conversion. It's good. And now the Outlaws have 18 seconds and 2 timeouts. Can they get a big kick return here to help them out? As they'll take it out of the end zone. Big hit! Fumble! Scoop and score for the Lions! And they somehow have just won this game by 2 scores. And Jackson Dart couldn't say a dang thing about it, really. I mean, he left the field with the lead and just lost by 2 scores. And Dylan Sampson ran for 1,000. Dart played well, was a valued addition to this team despite the lack of great receiving depth here. I mean, you got Troy Franklin as your number 1. That's probably not ideal, but I mean, they had a chance. They really did. As now you get a little rematch here from last year. How about the Bobcats versus the Vipers again? very similar situation here record-wise, as the Vipers are looking to bounce back here after that playoff meltdown against the Eagles in the fourth quarter, as that ball caught, reaching, and a generous spot, they call it a touchdown. Bucky Irving scores. It's 17-14. Bobcats are on top right now, so the underdogs are kind of doing their thing right now, and they had it close last year. And they're going to keep it close this year and maybe try to pull off the upset this time. Handoff, big run for a first down into Viper territory, though, as they got second down. And to his receiver for 2. There you go. Get it to the 40. Third down. Still a decent way to go, but that is an incredible catch and just contested. Defenders around him, and a sack comes in. Second down turns to 3rd and 12 as they go over the middle. He's got the first again. Just another great find there as they go play action at the 10. And the quarterback injured here. The backup is in, and he delivers a touchdown. All right, Isaac Tesla with the touchdown. But that's a bit of a concern. Bobcats quarterback is the guy who's been their guy since, day 1 of year 2, their first QB draft pick, and he's still the guy for them. He's banged up now as they go play action, and Lasley gonna try to capitalize, but it's picked off. Carson Swessinger. Kazan, their big star defensive signing from a few years back, has come up with the big play. Flag is down after this first down completion, and it might be coming back here. Yes, it will be holding, and they are still down to their backup quarterback, so they got to try to survive here. The good thing for them is they have a 10-point lead right now with just 4 minutes to play. Third down and 15. He'll take a shot deep. Bold. It's caught. How did he bring that one in? And that one just changes everything. As the handoff, Aldridge gets the first, no, not quite, second and inches. Timeouts are going to start being used, though. There you go, another first down. They eventually get to 3rd and goal. But the Bobcats are going to take the sack, fumble, and it's picked up by the Vipers. The only issue is the Vipers are out of timeouts. Outside, that's caught. First down. They're down by 2 to score. So an onside kick is necessary here. And Lasley incomplete. It's 4th down and 8 after a couple of rough plays. Lasley hit as he's throwing. It's incomplete. And the Bobcats just pulled off an upset. The 8-9 playoff Bobcats just beat the division champs. And Lasley, that's a brutal end, and maybe the window has started to shut here, as, Amon-Ra is well past 30, Bucky's getting up there too, and you gotta, not be able to really recuperate some of the other assets that you have lost. I mean, that stinks for them. What also stinks is the Bobcats. I mean, maybe it's a little Cinderella run that you thought was going to happen. Well, they met Jordan James and the Arizona Cardinals. Yes, Jordan James just did this to them. Jordan James breaks it free, and a 64-yard touchdown after, getting a receiving touchdown. It's a 42-14 smacking of this team as Jordan James goes nuts on them and wins it. But yeah, I mean, they were 8-9. You weren't going to really expect them to go on a run too much, but there's still some stuff here with this team that's really good. It's just they need to figure it out. Tesla also 1,000 yards alongside Rashee Rice, and Swessinger doing his thing in the middle. They still got a double-digit sack guy with Sanchez. They're just not able to turn the ball over very much for their defense. Just a couple of interceptions. It's been like that. They just need a couple more things to kind of put it all together. But it feels like they're a few pieces away, though, and it doesn't feel like it's too far out of reach for them compared to maybe like a team like the Manta Rays. But Lions make the Super Bowl, lose to the Chiefs, and you look at what the Bobcats were able to do. They get a couple of pieces. I mean, they re-sign Quinn Miners. They get Jacob Parrish. But yeah, then you look at the Manta Rays doing a whole bunch of nothing. They don't even have money. Outlaws obviously gave all their money to Jackson Dart, and then the Vipers weren't really able to do much either. So yeah, we're at the point where the money is allocated, the money is spent. You just gotta capitalize on your draft picks now, and you've been seeing what they've done in the draft year after year after year. And there's some good picks, some rough picks, but for the Vipers, hey, time is running out in this contention here, unless you can restock and reload as we get to the end of the season, and the results say that the playoffs is only for the Outlaws, and even then they went 8-9. Yeah, you want to talk about windows being shut? Well, the Vipers just fell off hard, and that's really unfortunate. They had maybe a 2 to 3 year spot there where it could have happened, but not to be, and that's how it happens in the NFL. You get a small window, you gotta take advantage of it while you can, and if it doesn't happen, you forever regret it or think about the things that could have went differently. But it is what it is. There's still plenty of time left in this video for those windows to be reopened. It only takes maybe a year or two to turn things around, as the Manta Rays, though, speaking of turning things around, they have not been able to turn anything into anything. It's just been stuck at the bottom, waiting for something to go their way, and nothing really has. They've just kind of continued to make bad QB decisions. Like, the only one that they made that got them anywhere was signing Jalen Hurts, and it was only one good year that they had from Jalen Hurts, too. So, it has been pretty rough for them. But we go to the playoff game. The Outlaws out here 8-9, taking on a 10-win Minnesota team, and Jackson Dart, can't count him out, 2-time Super Bowl winner. So he has done it before, and he almost had a run that he went on last year. I mean, you got to keep in mind, the Outlaws also lost to the defending, Super Bowl representatives here in the NFC, which isn't the first time that's happened here for one of our teams. They lost to a quality opponent, and they are a quality team. Maybe injuries have been putting them in this situation that they're in right now. Maybe they weren't a fully healthy squad, which is why they only won 8 games. But they're here now, and down by 11. They will kick a field goal with 9.5 to play. Kick is good, so we're down to a 1-score game as J.J. McCarthy hands off. J.J. McCarthy ended up being the long-term quarterback here for this Minnesota Vikings team. I am sorry, Minnesota fans, because I know that is not what you want to see happen, as 3rd down and 10 hits, and McCarthy finds a man, and it's a 1st down. For these Outlaws, they just haven't been able to find the end zone, which, I mean, this isn't what you'd expect. This is a team that invested so much money in a Super Bowl winning quarterback, have a couple of pieces. It's not the defense that you expected to be the ones to be helping you out here while the offense is stinking it up, but here we are. For Minnesota, can they find some points? And I think they might, as they're at the 25, pushing to the 24 after a 1-yard gain on 1st down. 2nd and 9, throw to the flats, and runs through a defender. He just got done up by a fullback like that. 12-yard line now with 5 to go. Handoff, and they are inside the 10, falling forward to the 7. And now McCarthy, and zone, brings it in. Touchdown. The Vikings are up by 2 touchdowns for a team that has not even scored 1 on the other side. It's a pretty good spot to be in if you're a Minnesota, as Dart down the middle. And will he get the late rally as Dart throwing again? That's another completion. They're in the red zone. Is it going to be too little too late? But, well, if you get the end zone shot, though, with 2 minutes to go with your timeouts, I think you got a chance here, as they're inside the 5 now. Goal to go. Dart throwing, and off his edge, sacked, fumble, and Dallas Turner forced it out, scoops it up, and Dallas Turner all the way sails it. Touchdown Vikings. And man, that is brutal to end that game. Jackson Dart fumbling it away. 28-6 is what it ends, and well, 1 and done for our boys here. So we've yet to really see any of the other 3 teams outside of the Vipers kind of break through and get real legitimate contention. Even though the Bobcats have a playoff win, they immediately go and get destroyed. They were an 8-win team. It just hasn't been, what you'd expect from some of the teams with, some roster talent that they have. I think the Bobcats are a team where it's man, they got the roster talent, I feel like. They just got to make some of their moves, hit on some of their picks, and it's man, they could get there. The Manta Rays have just been horribly managed. Horrible contracts been given out, and the Outlaws, they're kind of in the middle there. Seahawks win the Super Bowl over the Steelers, as the Bobcats, and they had a little bit of money. They go and franchise tag ETN, though. That's where most of their money went. Well, I don't even say most. Basically all their money. And then for the Manta Rays, it's funny that they're not even like picking up anybody because they don't have anything good. And the Vipers, a couple of small contracts given out there. They restructured the cap space for Lasley, so they signed a couple of small pieces and then add their draft picks. So at least it's something better than nothing. But you can see the Outlaws have a decent amount of 90 overall players. So like they got a team now. Manta Rays still stink. The Bobcats, they're all right. They got some high-end talent still. And then Lasley has just got, it's starting to fall. I mean, you could see Amon-Ra St. Brown actually moved teams. He moved from the Vipers to the Bobcats, and the Bobcats win the division. So 10-7, and then the Outlaws go 9-8 as Tate Ratledge wins best offensive lineman, and then Bobcats get best kicker. So we've had a couple of best kickers, which is cool. Manta Rays, though, here's the interesting thing. They actually got a quarterback now. They drafted a quarterback who's pretty good. The issue is the run game was a disaster. Like, that looks like, when Ryan Fitzpatrick led the Dolphins in rushing that one year. That looked that bad. And then for the Vipers, I mean, you lose Amon-Ra, you lose, I don't see Bucky or anything like that. The offensive talent around Lasley has kind of fallen apart. And now you're relying on the defense, and the defense had some good stuff here, but not enough to help them out to that extent to get into the playoffs. So let's go back to the Outlaws. Jackson Dart and his 9-win Outlaws taking on a 10-win Packers team here on the road. They didn't win the division, but they were still able to get a wild card spot, and it is a low-scoring 9-7 game where we have the Brett Favre imposter-looking dude wearing number 4, looking like Brett Favre, throwing across his body and throwing an interception in a spot where he shouldn't. Yeah, well, that makes sense. You know what? Go 4. Go crazy, as Dylan Sampson runs for the first down there. 33-yard line. Dart is sacked. Moving to 2nd and 16 at the 39. And Dart underneath. Got the drag route, turns it upfield, and close to the first down line. He got up to 3rd down and 3. He'll take 13 there as Dart gonna try to run. Planted. Sacked. You gotta settle for another field goal as the kick is good, but 12-7 your score. You just haven't been able to find the end zone. This is the 2nd straight year where it's like, man, the offense has got to wake up as the defense is doing their thing. Matthew Golden deep shot incomplete as now 2nd down and 10. Underneath, got a completion, breaks a tackle and gets the first down. 35-yard line is the run, tackled in the backfield. Loss of 3. Outlaw defense doing a great job right now as they're swarming to the ball carrier. It's a 6-yarder, 3rd down and 7 as they'll throw. Shot outside, jump ball, and broke it up. Golden again, incomplete as the Outlaws take over and Dart. Got the first down here. It's a full-fledged defensive team with a Super Bowl winning quarterback. It's a recipe for a contending team. Great defense, good QB, and a run game that you trust. Dylan Sampson, 1,000-yard rusher last season. Don't know, we'll see what he ran for this year eventually, but you got to think that this team is equipped to have the pieces that you need to contend in January and maybe even into February. As Sampson makes a move, Dylan Sampson, touchdown. And there you go, Outlaws. Get a score and finally find the end zone. 19-7 with 5 to go as they have now got all the pieces they need to put this one away. The defense has been phenomenal, and I can't imagine that they're going to choke this one away with the way they've been playing. Broken up again, 4th and 7. How about that? 4th and 7 and a completion. I thought if that was going to be a stop there, it probably would have been game, I feel like. As they are going to keep it alive, though. As the Packers still going, 31-yard line. It's a gain of 15 more. As they set up the screen, throw it back the other way. Not going to get the block, but he breaks the tackle and gets the first down. Brutal missed tackle there as you're at 3 minutes to play in the red zone. Handoff, and he's going to find a lane. He got the first again. They do that, man. They just keep on finding a way, and they are going to find the end zone. Touchdown. And Jackson Dart now with 2:40 to go. Can you just get the time down here First down, unsuccessful. Second down, Dylan Sampson on the screen. He's a yard shy. Can you get the first, Snake? No, again. This is not the first time this has happened. Jackson Dart sneak did not work. And there's no way the Packers are about to be able to pull this one off. They scored 7 points for the first, I don't know, we call it 3 3/4 of the game. Like, they've only had 7 on the board, but now, last drive, 7 points. This drive, 50 seconds to go, and they're 38 yards away. Completion in the middle of the field. They still have 1 timeout. They didn't burn it there. Hurry back to the line. 3rd and inches, scrambling, first down. And I think they'll burn it now. Yes, they will. 32 seconds to play in the 18. What a choke this would be. Inbounds he goes. 27 seconds, and they're hurrying it back to the line. Can they get it into the end zone here, or will it be so close but not quite? Scrambling, and he does. Slides down at the 9, but you're in bounds. You're out of time right now. 10 seconds of clock running. You'll get another snap off, maybe 2 plays, but this is at least going to be a shot to the end zone, you think? But he's sacked. He's sacked, and it's game over. They're not going to get another playoff. And the Packers so close to pulling it off, but the Outlaws survive, and they will move on to the next round. So finally a big playoff win for them. You move over the Bobcats. They're taking on Washington here. So you got Jaden Daniels in Washington, 10-7 your score. It's a low-scoring, heavy rain. I mean, look how foggy it is right now as a throw outside for a first down. And Daniels, they're up by 3 with the ball at the 35, right around field goal range. 3rd down and 9 now. As Daniels gotta keep it in field goal range, and he does. No first down, but 4th and 2, they'll go for it actually and toss it. That's a bold call, and he got it, and that is just brutal. Are you kidding me? He couldn't make the tackle there. As now Washington, I mean, with the conditions like this, going for it, I guess, is a little bit more understandable than not want to kick a long field goal with the rain and the wind, but still, running and movement's also affected by the weather. And another thing that's affected is the ball carrying. Daniels lit up and fumbling. Bobcats pick it up. As you can see here, though, Bobcats, that's not our usual quarterback that we're used to seeing. So the Bobcats, again, this is not the first time we've seen this. Achan's injured, and their backup is in right now. And he does not look anywhere near as mobile or as nimble as the Achan, as he'll throw. Short, caught for the first down. And this is rough. Brady Goldman is the backup quarterback. I don't know who this dude is. As he'll run to the outside. That's a nice run up the sidelines. And he's going to go all the way inside Washington's red zone. Big play. Field goal range acquired. Can they get the lead, though? Can they find the end zone? Hand off and outside. There he goes to the 3. And we're at 3.5 minutes. It's been a long drive. And down. Goal line. Stood up. 1 yard away. Less than a yard. And he's tackled for a loss. Big play. 3rd and goal. Can you get it? No, he's sacked. And they'll settle for the field goal. You were literally less than a yard away from scoring there. Washington gets a nice kick return to the 40-yard line, and they are going to spin off a tackler. First down, gain of 13. And with 2 minutes to go, they have exactly the time that they need to go and get a couple more yards. There, a drop. The rain has really played a factor. Now 3rd down and 4. Daniels has it over his head, and he just flat out missed. And now you might be looking at overtime, timeout after the punt, as a 3rd down and 3 hits, and Washington sacks them! And they get the field position right back, and still with time! And immediately 1 play into field goal range. Run play. There's a first. There's an inside the 10. Spin it up a tackler and down to the 3. And now it's just a chip shot. I mean, if you're the Bobcats, you want to let them score. They're not going to. They'll run the time all the way down. And on the last shot, field goal from 20 yards basically is good. And yeah, they didn't have their starting quarterback the entire game. That's just really unfortunate. He was just gone. And yeah, Etienne got hurt last couple of games. Or Achan, I got to get used to doing that. He got hurt 13 games into the season. that's just brutal. I mean, who knows what would have happened if they had their starter? I mean, maybe their seeding would have been higher because he missed the last 4 games of the year. Swessinger had an awesome season, but how about a little shootout potential here? Cowboys versus Outlaws. It's a cool little battle here. Jackson Dart versus his former division rivals, as he's got a big play. It's 19-7. Cowboys are leading, but Dart's got his team in the red zone right now. As they'll go underneath, then a completion for 3. 2nd down and 7 as Dart throwing, stepping up, on the run, got it to the 5. Nice play. Dart has it with an empty backfield, got a bunch of people out in the pattern, and he got it into the end zone. Touchdown, and making it a 1-score game as the Cowboys take over, and they'll go handoff. It's a 5-point game. Nice little block out there. It's Kenneth Walker on the Cowboys now. You can see how far in the future. We're almost like a full decade into things, so, you know, it's a lot has changed here. A lot of new faces as they go handoff. Kenneth Walker again. 3rd down and 1 as they'll sneak in. And man, the sneak success in this video has been very limited. My goodness, another failed sneak. Flag is down, though, on the Outlaws' possession. An eligible man downfield, so back him up for 5 yards. Make it 2nd down, 15 as Dart goes for a completion to get him 7. 3rd down and 8. Dart will drop back. They send a man on the outside. Hits him down the seam. Splits the zones. And he's gone. Touchdown, 80 yards. Just like that. And we got a new team on top here as they'll go for 2. And with all the pressure set in, they leave people wide open. Sampson has it for 2. 22-19 your score. And the Cowboys have less than 7 minutes now. Plenty of time. Sneak again. And the sneak worked this time. As from the 40, Cowboys moving left. Chased. He's not able to get away. There was 4 defenders there. They get him down. 3rd and 11 from the 39. He's hit. It's caught. But just a yard, they'll have to punt. And here's your chance to try to ice this game. Go into that 4-minute offense. As they lose 2 on 1st down, throw a screen on 2nd down. But there's the part of the screen where maybe you got a block. I don't know. What was that? This is more of a traditional screen. Big block out there on the edge. But it's just too long to go. He got 11, but he's 2 yards shy. So you only really took a minute off the clock and gave the Cowboys good field position. So they got all they need to make this happen. The timeouts, the time, the field position. 3rd down and 2 from the 49 as he'll step and throw for a 1st. As you thought maybe he'd look to run, but he kind of stopped, found a man over the middle as now dropping back, finding a receiver outside into the red zone. 1:15 to play at the 15-yard line. Hit the hitch route. Got him for 4. 3rd down and 3 at the 10. 1:07 to play, end zone. Touchdown. It is another brutal loss for Jackson Dart and his Outlaws as Dart swings it outside. Can he be clutch here? Get the game-winning drive as Sampson out of bounds. You'll take that for 7 as long as you're stopping the clock. You still got all your timeouts, and you're probably going to use one here. 1st down completion. They don't use a timeout. Interesting, as they'll throw underneath. That one's caught. That's past midfield. They're right at the midfield line. They'll call him at the 49. There's timeout number 1. 36 seconds to play. Hit him underneath. You could still do that for now. Timeout number 2 used at the 38. You can't afford many more of those, though. They'll use it here. Timeout. I don't love that. You're out of timeouts with 27 seconds to go. Still got 32 yards, and you'll throw one away. 3rd down and 4. 23, 22. Clock is ticking. You got plenty of time. Dart on the run. Hit as he's thrown, but you see he had some men open there. He had one about off the 5-yard line. Dart on 4th down. Completion. And they just got the 1st down in the field of play, but there's only 10 seconds and the clock is running. This is probably it. Your final play, I think. Dart throwing, and for the win, end zone, incomplete. I don't love how they managed it at the end, but Dart, the play he got hit as he was throwing, he had a shot, and that was the shot you could have maybe hung your hat on. 22 touchdowns, 7 picks for Dart. Sampson was awesome. 13 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. So, you know, you had defense and you had a run game. Didn't work out, though. So, I don't know. Maybe that was the Outlaws' one of, if not their best chances here to get that done. and you go into year 10 now. So this is a 15-year video. We still got a little bit more time. And I think the key here is Vipers got to kind of reconstruct this thing. The Outlaws just need to keep Jackson Dart in his prime, maybe, as, you know, Titans are going to win the Super Bowl over the Cowboys. So again, another Super Bowl representative lost to. I think that's the 4th time in this video. The Outlaws literally did nothing. They didn't have the money to do anything. Meanwhile, the Vipers actually made some signings here. All right, they added to their roster. The Vipers, though, like, they got some stuff. The Outlaws have a nice team still. They have a nice team. Jackson Dart is still, you know, just past 30 years old. He's still really good, so there's time there. For the Manta Rays, they have a young 24-year-old 90 overall quarterback, which is awesome. And the Bobcats, their roster is slowly getting a little bit worse, so not good there. But we get to the end of the season. Outlaws in the playoffs, 10 wins, and the Vipers won the division 11-6, so maybe they are back. Lasley, after I think like 2 years on the sidelines, basically having to watch from home, he gets to play some playoff football, and it's because of the defense. Look at that, best D lineman, but best linebacker to the Outlaws too, best kicker to the Manta Rays. So, you know, a lot of best kickers being won here. I know they are 4 of the 16 NFC teams, so, like, you know, the odds there, it's not like astronomical, but, like, you know, they've won like 4 best kickers in 10 years, which is, I think, pretty good, you know, cumulatively as a division. Manta Rays had 4 different quarterbacks play for them this season. How the heck did you manage that? 4 different quarterbacks played for you? That's really rare to see in this game, to have that many QB injuries. Now, one quarterback kind of played more than the rest, and it was their best guy, but we'll head into the playoffs here. Unfortunately, I can't really show you this playoff game because Madden has this awesome thing where, you know, the snow in this game is cool. This is awesome. Objectively so cool. But you can't see anything when you're spectating. So, luckily, nothing really happened in the 4th quarter for us, so you didn't miss much. But the Bears win it 14-9. There's just, I can't show you. There's just, you can't see. Like, it'd just be a terrible viewing experience. So, unfortunate there. The Outlaws also dealt with QB injuries because Jackson Dart was banged up this season, and now it's a little scary because they go out early here. Dart's going to be, I think, what, 32, and off an injury. You know, not a devastating injury, but still never ideal there to have some injury troubles to be invading you here. But we go to the Vipers, year 10 for them, and we got ourselves a tie game. Arizona 14-14, and a pass interference. Arizona's going to have the ball at the 1-yard line, and stopped at the 1 right here. 3rd down and goal, and can they get it in? Direct snap to the QB. He stopped, and despite having it 1st and goal at the 1, they get the stand, they get the stop, and they'll have the ball back, and just allowing a field goal there as the handoff. Look at this, it's Devon Achane! They got a new running back in town, Devon Achane! He takes it 74 yards for a touchdown. Old man Achane. He got it done there, though. Huge play to give them the lead right back, as now the Cardinals, that ball, you know, just swatted into a dangerous area where, you know, if the defender was in the right spot at the right time, that could have been a pick, but no one was there, luckily. 3rd down and 6, though. They get the completion, keep the drive moving as they get brought down. That's going to go down as a sack. Caleb Shelton, that's one of their, that's like the, I think that's the same D tackle. It's been good for years as another sack. 3rd down and 24. Arizona throwing it deep on the run. And no! Flag! And that is, okay, another pass interference. That's the 2nd one in the 4th quarter on the Vipers. That's so brutal. And that would have been a 4th and 24. Obviously, they would have punted now. Trey McBride can't hang on. 3rd down and 10 from the 42. They'll go McBride, and he can't get the 1st down marker, but they'll have a long field goal try kick on its way. It is good, and the 56-yarder through, but now 1-point game. Lasley with the ball, got a completion there off the play action for a first. 37-yard line. Lasley's had a nice performance so far as he'll throw outside. That's going to be another 1st down. He reached forward as they'll go with a handoff. Achane. Stop for a loss of 2. Has Lasley. Got time. Loaded up. Taking the shot. He's got a step. And just, it was maybe a half step, to be honest. But he had maybe a chance there. 3rd and 12. As Lasley hit. Couldn't find anybody open. Incompletion, and it's 4 minutes to play, and the Cardinals will have the ball. Arizona with it as they'll go with a little play action. Oh my god, demolished. Demolished. This D-line is so good. McBride, though, first down. Man, this D-line, though, is just wrecking them. They go with a little fullback dive on 1st and 10. You don't see that often, but it got him 8 yards, so credit to them there as they'll go with another handoff. Running back, first down. Got brought down ahead of the line of scrimmage there. The defender kind of helped them out, carried them there, but 8 yards on first down. Another 2nd and 2 situation, read option. That'll be a first, and they're into Viper territory with 1:20 to go. They're really taking their time here, and if they can get a field goal on the drive, it could be game, but it's jumped and picked off, and maybe a good thing that he didn't go all the way because a touchdown keeps it a 1-score game. If you do this, you get a first down like that, you could maybe ice the game, take the timeout as Lasley running, and they call that a touchdown. I mean, I don't know, but, probably would have been, again, a good thing if he didn't score the touchdown there. Instead, they'll have a minute to play, and the kick return, it's a good one. Good return to the 48. So, Arizona, it's not likely, but they have, 50 seconds and a timeout to go, just past midfield here. 41-yard line after that completion. Screen outside. They got it. And big hit levels him. Knocked down, and they'll have to burn that timeout. Crosser there, and 4th and inches now is the spot. They'll hurry it back to the line. As with 32 yards away and 22 to play, can they figure it out? Can they get a big one? And he got a completion, but he couldn't get out of bounds. They got the first at least, but they're going to have to take their shot at the end zone here. Eventually, maybe you get 2 shots here. 9 seconds, throwing, and will it be this one? No, he throws it out of bounds to avoid the sack. Yeah, you got to take your shot here. One play. There it is. And the end zone. Knocked away. And Arizona not able to get the miracle at the end. Game over. Vipers take it home. HN with his big touchdown. Really the game changer here as they will move on to the divisional round, taking on the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams. And the issue for them right now is it's not looking too good for them. 28-10 is the score, but Lasley's got his boys inside the 10. And can they make it a comeback here as H-Champ punches it into the end zone for a touchdown? 28-17 is your score as Caleb Williams hands, and they have it 3rd down and 3. Williams moving, throwing, and incomplete. So he got the touchdown, a quick stop. And if you score here, even a field goal, it'll get a lot more interesting here as Lasley throw in. Caught on the curl. That'll be 10. Get it for 3rd and 1. They'll go throw it, and they got a wide open man. So into Bear territory here. So field goal range, I think they're right about at it. 39-yard line. Completion there. Make it 3rd down and 2. 6.5 to play from the 36. Lasley. He'll try to run forward. He's got the first down. And there you go to the 24. They are moving, and if they find the end zone here, will certainly have a lot of momentum on their side into the red zone now. As from the 16, 3rd and 2, handoff H-Chan. That's another first down at the 12. Here you go, Lasley. Screen, H-Chan, got him to the 8. 3rd down again. Do you have another 3rd down conversion, Lasley? Gonna run. Fumble! No! Bears! Pick it up. And that was just the devastating shot to maybe ice this one just from oh my goodness, man, you were doing so good. And now the Bears are just moving the ball. Timeouts being used. Caleb's had a great game. He's got 4 touchdowns, and Caleb throwing it deep, and it's incomplete. That, if they would have caught that, it would have been definitely game. But now 11 points down with 2 minutes to go, and you're running out of timeouts. You're running out of time. 4th and 4. Lasley taking a shot, and it's incomplete. And that one fumble just ruined it. I mean, they were at the very least gonna get a field goal, but it looked like they were well on their way to scoring a touchdown. Lasley, 28 touchdowns to 2 picks on the season. A really good touchdown interception ratio. Look at the running distribution here. So H-Chan kind of came in off the bench, really. He only had 70 carries all season, but was big for them in the playoffs. They had 3 guys in double-digit sacks, including their defensive tackle at 17.5 sacks. Insane. They fully pivoted to like a great defensive team with a, Pro Bowl level quarterback who's been here. I mean, yeah, they got what they need. Again, like, they're in a spot now where they've kind of pivoted, and the Bears, Super Bowl representatives and Super Bowl winners. So, again, another team represent, like, man, it just keeps happening. Not much there. Outlaws, also not too much, not many, like, big contracts, just kind of a bunch of guys, and the Vipers had some retirements of, like, whatever players, but like ultimately the team is still intact. Lasley's up to like a 97 overall at 31 years old. Like this is like he's at his peak, or maybe last season was his peak, or he's around that area. So I mean, if it's not now, it's only going to get worse from here on out. And same thing with the Outlaws. Jackson Dart's regressing. If it's not going to be now, it's only going to get worse. So both of those two teams are against the clock. And oh my goodness, the Outlaws went 3-14. It fell apart. But on the other end, the Vipers went 13-4, their best record so far. And for the Bobcats, I feel bad because Achan, their quarterback, got hurt again. 9 games played. It feels like that's been the big issue here. They have a legit quarterback. Maybe not an upper echelon guy, but like a legitimately nice QB. Homegrown talent. And he just keeps getting hurt. And he's missed time in the playoffs. He's been knocked out of a playoff game. And now hurt and missing another 8 games in this regular season. I will give credit. The Manta Rays did sneak into the playoffs. But, 37-0 is the result here. So, not too good for them. I mean, I can't really say much else. They just haven't been able to do much in this. They've had, like, I think we've spectated one legit playoff game. They have a quarterback, but my goodness, they can't run the ball. Nor do they really try to run the ball that much. They had 4 players with 70 catches, though, which is cool, I guess, but nobody with 80. Sure. Nice ball distribution, though. 4 guys all at the same spot. Just haven't been able to put it all together and get a complete team. Move on to the Vipers, though. They're taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Despite winning 13 games, they're the 3 seed. And they did dominate, 45-27. I mean, Minnesota kind of pulled within closer, throughout the game, or throughout the fourth quarter. But it was a pretty dominant victory for them. And now we get to the divisional round, and they're taking on the Rams. It's a battle of 2 13-win teams, 21-14. And maybe this is the Vipers' best chance, but here is the very, very unfortunate issue. That ain't Lasley throwing the ball. That is a dude named Hunter Frazier. I don't know who this dude is. What is going on here? Because, I mean, we've seen it with the Bobcats, some quarterback injuries, but, like, what is going on now? This is the guy, and he's hurt. In a big game, maybe one of the biggest of the video, and he's not here, but his team is still close in this one, 21-14. Can the backup quarterback get the job done? Frazier runs for the first down. At least he shares some of the mobility with Lasley as he's got a completion there to the red zone, breaking a tackle, and to the 16, 3rd down and 4, as he'll throw for the end zone. No, he had him open, but he missed it. 4th down, they're going for it, and outside, got it. But many missed the touchdown. You gotta make up for it here. You gotta find the end zone, or it is just going to be brutal to think about here. 3rd down and 5 from the 6. Frazier to the air, end zone, got it. There you go, touchdown with 6 minutes to play, and you've tied it up. Back up quarterback, man. As they'll go play action here, and the Rams with the ball, throwing outside, completion. They got themselves a new number 9 out there at quarterback. Definitely not Matthew Stafford, but can he give him the same results that Stafford did? Incomplete. That's going to lead to a punt at the 22-yard line. Vipers take over. It looks like Lasley's just not going to play in this one, so really unfortunate here, but a tie game. The opportunity is still very much here. Just over 3 minutes to go, and the completion to the Rams territory. They are so close. Running the ball. There you go. Ram territory, you are maybe 10 yards away from field goal range here. As he'll throw, there you go, first down. He might be able to pull it off. As, oh, there's another injury. The third string quarterback is in the game. There's another injury, come on. The third string quarterback is in. Who is this dude? It's incomplete at the 41-yard line. You need positive yards. You need to get back into field goal range. There you go, first down and more. It's at the 10, down to the 6. Okay, third string quarterback getting it done now. As the timeout to be burned by the Rams. From the 7, that's not going to go anywhere. Loss of 2, 3rd and goal, 1:25 to go. He'll try to run. He'll try to get in. He does. Touchdown. The third string quarterback has just walked in for a touchdown, and the Rams are on the ropes now, and they need the offense to find the end zone with just a minute to play. They got one timeout and 60 yards of field in front of them now as he'll throw straight down the middle. It's caught. Gain of 29, and they are moving it as a run. Scramble for 6. He's still got one timeout they're holding on to a 25-yard line. He'll move to the right. He'll get it out of bounds. Throw it away. 4th and 4. Game on the line. Oh, he got it caught. They're still alive. That's the final timeout. 17-yard line, end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Rams. And we're going to overtime. And the Vipers, I think, are down to just their final quarterback on the roster. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. Rams have it first. They'll go handoff, and they'll have nothing there. They'll get it at the 35-yard line, and you know how it works. You got both teams are going to get a chance in this one. 3rd down and 1 from the 44, handoff. And he's got the first down. As he'll go under center. Handoff again. Running through this, what has to be a tired defense. 9 yards. This defense has had to pick up some slack for a team that is now down to a 3rd string quarterback. I mean, it's been brutal. As they're going to get him down for a sack at the 46. Means it's too far for a field goal from here as they'll go outside. Breaks a tackle. He gets positive yards. He'll get 3. Quarterback's having a heck of a day. 350, 3 touchdowns, no picks. 3rd down and 10, and he gets a couple more. That's just enough for them to want to try that field goal. 58 yards. Kick is good. Now they have it. Quarterback, the backup is in, but he's playing hurt. So, okay, this is still not ideal. It's 3rd down and 8 now as he'll throw. And with a sack, fumble, no! Jared Verse picks it up and ends the game. That is so brutal, man. 3 quarterbacks played. Lasley got knocked out early too. Like, it wasn't like he got knocked out in the 3rd quarter. He got knocked out in like the 1st quarter, man. This could have been the year. And if you made it all the way to overtime, so close with your backup quarterback and your 3rd string quarterback, I have to imagine that I think they could have won the game with the starter in for the whole time. Is that it for them? Is that the best chance? You win 13 games, almost the conference championship appearance, and if it wasn't for an injury, brutal. Eagles end up winning the Super Bowl over the Bengals. The Eagles, with that Woodard guy, have 2 Super Bowls now, I believe. Not a whole lot of additions here aside from a defensive tackle for the Manta Rays, and for the Outlaws, a couple of pickups, and then basically nothing for the Vipers, just backups here. But I mean, the team is still good. They still got an elite quarterback. They just need to get a little luck on their side, I think. That's also a part of it, you know. If you're going to win a Super Bowl, if you're going to go out there and succeed at the highest level, luck is always going to play a factor. They were unlucky this past season with the injuries. They go 12-5, and they are the lone playoff team on the division. Another, like, a lot of 8-win seasons for teams in the divisions. I feel like every year this division has had an 8-win team. And a lot of the time they've made the playoffs, which is odd. You know, you shouldn't have this many 8-win teams sneaking into like wild card spots, but like the league is just so balanced right now. It just kind of is what it is. I mean, 8 wins in some years is the 7 seed, whereas the number 1 seed is 10 or 11 wins sometimes. This year, a bit of an example. 12 wins is enough for the 1 seed. They'll run. Cardinals have the ball, and they had a chance to take the lead, but a fumble scooped up by a big 300-pounder running. They're rumbling to the 38-yard line. Huge play by the defense as now stretch, left, run, and the Vipers have, you know, I think drafted themselves a running back or maybe signed a running back, whoever this dude is, though, but he has effectively replaced the guy, you know, that they have kind of had some patchwork running back rooms, you know, since Bucky Irving left as a sack. 3rd and 17 now. Big play here. Flag is down. Flag down, and Lasley doesn't know it. He's got a big run all the way to the 1-yard line, and this one's coming back. He just scrambled for a first down on 3rd and 17 just to lose it via holding. They'll instead just sacrifice the, you know, give up the possession here, kick their field goal. They're not going to try to convert on 4th and 27, so they'll get their 3. And it's 17-12, but the defense of this Vipers team has been amazing. They got just 12 points allowed, all of them field goals, as they have got themselves at a 3rd and 11 scenario here, and it's caught short of the line. They'll punt. Just under 7 minutes to play. They'll run. And back to the line of scrimmage is all they get. Lasley to the air. And now for the first down, marker broken up. Nice play by the defender, was all over him. 3rd down and 10. Got a man, and it's a first down right at midfield. If you could find a way to get another field goal here, I mean, this is a team in Arizona that hasn't scored a touchdown all game. They need to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to want to tie it up if you are able to find it, as they will not get that first down that would have put them in scoring range. Instead, they will punt it away, but still, Arizona's got to find the end zone regardless. They haven't done it yet. 4 minutes to play. Swatted at the line. This D-line is so devastating, man. I mean, they had like 3 double-digit sack guys last year. I don't know if they're going to have that same level of production this year, but they forced the stop 4th and inches. They wanted to punt it away. I don't know if I agree with that, considering it's just a couple of inches, man. Just got to get it. Instead, you're going to let them run some clock as they got a first down, and you're going to start burning all of your timeouts as a handoff. Loss of 2, down to 1 timeout. They'll throw, and caught, no, incomplete. That's a bad one because you saved them a timeout. 3rd down and 12, as he's hit as he's throwing, when he's got a caught, first down. And the game almost over here as Lasley is going to be able to run this thing down to 40-ish seconds as long as it's not an incomplete pass, and it's not. Okay, no incompletion there. They're going to go for it on 4th and 2. Why? They don't get it, but now you've given the Cardinals okay field position. 30 seconds to go. They still have no timeouts. They're still very unlikely to pull this one off, but it's a little bit more possible as they're gotten themselves into enemy territory. 7 seconds to play, though. They're going to have to just take their shot deep. Hail Mary, and it's going to be incomplete. 1 second to play. They get one more try at it, and here it is for the win. Cardinals for their first touchdown, and it's incomplete. And the Vipers will take it home. All right, man. That was a lot. That was a really ridiculous there, man. I mean, come on. You almost sold hard there, I feel like. But now in what has to be your best chance, at least maybe the best chance left, conference championship against the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams, who's already won a Super Bowl in these, you know, last couple of seasons. So you've made the conference championship once before. You ran into a stacked Seahawks team, weren't able to get it done. You've had some chances in the divisional round, haven't been able to get back, but here you are. 14-14 is your score. You have your starting quarterback. He's not injured. You're not going to have any real excuse here. This is it for you if you're going to get it done. As a throw, and Caleb has it 14-14 into the red zone. So well on his way to taking the lead here. And inside the 10-yard line they go. It's 3rd down and 2 into the flats. He's going to get tackled out of bounds. 4th and 1. Bears settling for 3. They'll take the lead. It's a pretty lengthy amount of time taken off this 4th quarter in that drive as they'll go with a run. And the Vipers' first down play loses 2 as Lasley throwing over the middle, caught. That'll get him 8, make it 3rd down and 4, 6.5 to go. Lasley outside, hits the curl around, and he's got the 1st down. And now we're at the 43. Flats got it to Bear territory as you're getting so much closer to tying this one right back up. Lasley strike, got it for another 15. And here you go, Lasley. It's maybe his last chance. He's, a couple years past 30. The regression's kicking in. He's been a lifer here for the Vipers. Can he get it done? Red zone opportunity. 4 minutes to go. Hand off. Got through the middle. Runs through a man. Oh my goodness. He just ran through one. Jumped over another. And he's got the touchdown. And the Vipers got the lead. Bears, meanwhile, not to be outdone. They got a big run themselves. Right to midfield, 3.5 to go. Caleb, play action, fool them there. As a fire, it's Colston Loveland. He got a block. Loveland gone. Touchdown, Colston Loveland. And the Bears are back on top as they struck with the quickness. Is now Lasley. Is it going to be another heartbreak for you? Another missed opportunity as they'll throw short, incomplete. 34-yard line and under 3 to go. Completion, 3rd down and 2 after an 8-yard gain. They'll spread the field. Lasley, quick hitter. Lasley's got it for the 1st. Timeout burn for an injury, but they, it was on the north of 2-minute warning, so they don't have to get credited with one you use there. Now we're at the 2-minute warning, 41-yard line, and they'll hit a man in traffic, and the receivers hanging on, really doing a great job helping Lasley out. He's finding them, they're catching him, and it's going to be just now 3rd down today at the 27 with 1:20 to go. Lasley has got a man over the middle again, and he hangs on. 49 seconds. Lasley, floater. Got it for 8 more. They're 4 yards away. Hand off. He stuffed and lost 1. 3rd and 3. Got him in the flats. He's in. Touchdown with 40 seconds to play. And can it be a Super Bowl appearance? 30 seconds and Caleb. First timeout burn. You can only do so many of plays like that, though, where you're really losing a lot of time here. They're not actually going to burn a timeout. I don't know about this. I mean, it's a quick get back to the line, I guess, is what they're thinking here, as they'll go and not burn a timeout again. What in the world are you doing, Chicago? 12 seconds to play. Is Eberflus the coach again? They get a completion. Timeout burned, and they have 7 seconds to play. Caleb throwing it deep. Caleb, it's incomplete. They got 1 play left. 1 second to go to the Super Bowl, and Caleb Hennis is throwing. It's incomplete, and the game is over. The Vipers are finally going to the Super Bowl. We get an appearance, at least one in this video, for one of our expansion teams, and from basically having nothing to start with, and 12 years later, and they have finally done it. And you could say maybe it could have happened a lot earlier for them, but regardless, it happened. And now, can they win the Super Bowl in their 12th season? As we'll see who they're taking on. You get the Pro Bowlers first, obviously. You're not going to get the Vipers having any people on that team due to the fact that they're representing, the NFC in the Super Bowl. So their players are a little busy, but here we go. The Steelers are who they play. And I took a little peek at the Steelers team. Dude, their quarterback is a 99 overall. Whoever this dude is, he is a beast. And the Steelers are the ones to try to beat. Vipers, though, I mean, it's been a long road for Lasley, the generational quarterback. Can he do it here? It's a touchdown to start off the 4th quarter. They had the ball at the 1-yard line. It's 21-14. No celebration because the job's not finished yet, as Steelers have it up by 7, and they will get a completion for a big gain of the 46, as now the drag route got him upfield. He turned upfield with the quickness and made sure to get by those defenders. Hand off up the middle, and that's going to be 3. 10:50 on the clock as they are going to get a completion for 5. 3rd down and 2. As they send the extra man on the blitz. He goes left on the slant and got the 1st down. And he is dealing right now. As from the 21, got another one. And, you're facing a quarterback who's just as accurate, just as pinpoint, as he's going to flush left. Throw on the run. What a play. touchdown in the back of the end zone. What a throw. And the Steelers are up by 14. Yeah, that's special right there. 8.5 to go, and Lasley, you need to respond with another touchdown. You got one on the last drive. You need to do it again. You're in Steeler territory already. As Lasley underneath got his running back and falling forward for 5. 36-yard line, 3rd down and 5. Lasley delivers a strike. What a grab, too. What a throw, what an everything. Handoff up the middle, and he's going to be at the 7. As 6.5 to go, handoff again, right through the middle, 3rd and inches, so close, sneak in, he's got it, 1st and goal, 1 yard away for the 1-score game, caught, touchdown, Lasley had his boys deliver on that drive. Now you're looking towards the defense with 5 minutes to play, throw it off his back foot. This quarterback is wild with some of the throws he is trying. 2nd down, handoff, nowhere to go, just a yard, and now 3rd down and 9, is moving, hey, sacked, and the Vipers take over. Lasley, this is what you waited for. Can you be a hero here? He's got a nice completion to start. 3 minutes to play, finds a man on the dig route. He's at 100 yards receiving, 2.5 to go, 30 yards away, and make it 2 more close. 2-minute warning as well. 28 yards out. Lasley running. Lasley! Here he goes! Lasley down to the 1! He's lit up, but he got to the 1! Hand off! 1st and goal! Pushing through, but down for a loss of 2. A minute to play! Lasley! Touchdown! His 3rd of the 4th quarter! Just hold for a minute and you can maybe be headed to overtime in the Super Bowl. There's a sack! Steelers burn a timeout. That's interesting. And maybe they thought they had something. He couldn't hang on there. 3rd down and 16. Just get off the field. Oh no! Big completion! 31 yards! And no, not like that. As they got 40 seconds to play, they're hurrying up. They still need a 1st down for field goal range. 2nd down and 5. They'll throw underneath on the drag. He's got it. Close. They give him the 1st down. And now play action. He'll throw again for more. And no, he's in field goal range. Unbelievable. Stop, timeout. 2nd down and 10. They'll run outside, stopped again. Final timeout, 3rd and 11. Straight through the middle. He's got room. And he'll have clock winding down. A 40-yard kick for the game, and it's good. It's good. And it doesn't matter if there was a penalty. The kick was good. And the Steelers just won the Super Bowl on a buzzer-beating field goal. I mean, 3rd down and long, you had them pinned back, and you allow a 31-yard completion on 3rd and a mile with overtime looming. That's just crazy, man. And, well, he talked about, was that the chance? Will you get a chance? Will you get an opportunity? It's hard for me to imagine that with the team continuing to age and be expensive, that's going to be you're going to get a better chance than that. You only got 3 years left in this video, and that probably lines up for the Vipers timeline. They do get a big edge rusher, though. A couple of players for them retired, though, but they did sign a big edge rusher to a 94 edge rusher to like a $40 million per year contract. So, you know, that's great, but Lasley's regressing. Some other players regressing. They're still a good team, and they just stocked up with a star edge rusher, but you're maybe down to like your last chance. In terms of having an elite quarterback, the Vipers do make the playoffs. 12 wins, only playoff team in the division. Bobcats are not doing too hot. They're bottomed out at the 5-win mark again. Best running back. You got the Vipers having the best running back as well. So, Achan is gone for the Bobcats as well. That's another thing. He kept getting hurt in some key situations. They moved on. And now the Bobcats have just kind of been stuck at 5-win territory, picking towards the top of the draft. It's really disappointing that the Manta Rays actually got a legitimately awesome QB, and they just have not been able to surround him with enough talent. It's just not enough. And then the Outlaws, Jackson Dart is him, Dylan Sampson. This old core is now fully just kind of washed at this point. They still got a nice defense, but they're just too old and too washed to really do much. So they only got 3 interceptions as a team as well. Like, my goodness, man. So speaking of some washed behavior here, how about Dallas? They're up 14-0 right now. They punched into the end zone, but just no points on the board for the Vipers here in this playoff game. And you see here how painful this is. There was an injury timeout. Lasley's hurt. So you're turning into a backup quarterback again. Not the first time, and it already destroyed their chances in that Rams game. And, I mean, at least the positive is like, well, it's the fourth quarter, and rather than being knocked out in the first quarter. I guess the other one is it's not like you were scoring anyway with your starter in, but still, you'd like to have your guy. And, well, the Cowboys are just going to capitalize on this. They're already up 14. They already got the ball in scoring territory. If they make it a 3-score game, it might as well be over, as they will get sacked and back them up. It's a 53-yarder, so by no means a super easy kick, but the kick is good. And yeah, Lasley's not coming back right now, so he'll throw it outside. That's a big completion there, but I mean, we're not going to hold our breath for a backup quarterback leading a 17-point comeback in a playoff game with 5 minutes to play, and clock's still ticking. 3rd down and 13. He's going to scramble. He's got the first and more all the way to the 23-yard line. 4 minutes to play, though, as he'll run again. I mean, he could do that at least, so red zone, but just time running out, man. He's going to scramble again. I mean, the Cowboys will give it to him. Keep running. Keep taking the time. I mean, yeah, throw it. End zone. Touchdown. 10-point game now. Onside kick is picked up by the Cowboys. And with 3.5 to go, they are well on their way to sealing this one, especially if you're going to run the ball like that for 8 yards, as the timeouts are going to start coming in. But Cowboys stopped. All right, 3rd down and 1. There's your first timeout. And run again. He's got the first. And yeah, there you go. More timeouts burned. Dallas is going to have it 3rd down and 10. 2-minute warning. Throwing for some reason, but they'll take the sack and run the clock down to 1:20. Kick a field goal and boot it through. So the only hope you have is if you score a long touchdown here and then get it an onside kick, but the drive just takes too long. You're down to 7 seconds. And man, I mean, I'm not going to say this is not one where you could say the reason they lost this game is because their quarterback got hurt. They were losing 14-0 anyway, but still, you would have liked to have him there. And I have to believe that, you know, after losing the Super Bowl, you could see Lasley just performed a lot worse. And yeah, they have a great rushing attack, but your quarterback is now, like, you know, like in his mid-30s at this point. I believe, again, 3 double-digit sack guys. Like, they are getting to the quarterback. They got defense. They got running the ball. Lasley still made the Pro Bowl with that season. What the heck kind of QB play do we have going on in the NFL these days? If a 15-touchdown season is a Pro Bowler? All right, well, good on him, I guess. Keep stacking up those Pro Bowls. He's been making it a lot. Giants win the Super Bowl over the Patriots, so it's another chapter to that rivalry. And with the final 2 years, I have to think that the Manta Rays, they're still not adding talent, really. Outlaws got some money free. They signed some contracts, but for the Vipers, they just had 2 players retire, a couple regressions, and Lasley's 34, down to a 90 overall. Still a fine team, but yeah, it's not looking too good. Man, the Manta Rays are frustrated because they got a 94 overall quarterback in the prime of his career. And for the Outlaws, I think Jackson Dart's finally gone. And you get to the end of the season, Outlaws actually are the 1 seed at 11 wins, which is odd. And the Vipers fell off finally. I mean, you kind of seen it coming. So we'll hop into the divisional round because they got the first round bye. They're taking on a defending Super Bowl champion 9-win Giants, and they are actually in command right now. They're taking control of this one. And I don't know who the quarterback is that they got to replace Jackson Dart, but hey, he just runs for a touchdown there. It's 28-10, kickoff, and let a fumble! And the Outlaws recover that as well. So they're already up 18, and they got the ball back. Giants, yeah, they're getting diced up right now. The quarterback's got, look at this, 3 touchdowns, 200 yards. He's also running it well. I mean, he is a rushing threat. I mean, he's not doing a lot of yards per carry wise, but like he's a rushing threat. And they'll have to settle for a field goal, so it stays a 3-score game, but 21 points on top. And the Giants have just under 10 minutes to try to pull this one off. I mean, obviously, you know, defending champs will give them the benefit of the doubt for the moment, but I think the Outlaws are coming out of nowhere right now, because if they, you know, hold on here, they're in the conference championship. They are one step away from a Super Bowl, and I felt like there's been times where they've been close to having a complete team, and it just hasn't happened yet. But here they are. This is it for them. And, I mean, what a time to do it, because we are running out of time. 2 years left in this video, this year and next year. And this is the window opening. The Giants are taking a lot of time on this drive, so, hey, you might allow a score here, as the Giants will find the end zone for a touchdown, but it took them, you know, 5 minutes to get it. So, yeah, you're down still 14 points, and the Giants now have to get a stop here quickly. They're going to have a chance to get out of this one, as 3:30 to go. Incompletion. They do get a stop. The Giants now 3.5 to play. Hit as he's throwing. Outside. Got a completion. Nice job. But still have to find the end zone within the next, I'd say, maybe minute or so. Keep those timeouts intact, as they'll throw outside. Passes caught. And he fumbles the ball. And that'll do it. Scooped up. And they will win it 31-17. And unfortunately, in the biggest of moments, they got their butts kicked 37-7 in the conference championship. That's ridiculous, man. I mean, come on. Their quarterback, hey, the quarterback was the #1 Pro Bowl quarterback, so he was maybe the best QB in the conference outside of Dallas, but you can make it to the conference championship, and then you just get absolutely rocked there. So maybe they overachieved a little bit, but we have 1 year left in this video to make it a full 15. The Cowboys make the Super Bowl, of course, and they lose to the Steelers, so the Steelers get a second one with that 99 overall quarterback. Bobcats probably a lost cause at this point. Manta Rays, probably a lost cause at this point. Outlaws, I mean, they're a contending team right now, so we'll hold out some hope for them. And the Vipers, they kept their running back around, got some 2 other players in. Lasley's still there for now, so maybe not completely lost cause for them, though they did win 6 games last year and are only older, but they still have 2 very premier players and still their, you know, franchise legend type of quarterback on their team. And on a much cheaper deal, because he's an 87, not a 97. And there you go. 1 seed, 12-5 Vipers, 11-5 for the Outlaws. So both of them, hey, we're back. And in the final year, what a finale we could be set up for, as we'll go a little Outlaws versus Bears game here. So we were supposed to see this game a couple of years ago in the playoffs, because, you know, I had to, like, skip it because of the snow, and you couldn't see anything. Now we are getting it, and this is a Bears team that has no Caleb Williams. This is Charlie Winters. So this is Caleb's successor here, and he'll throw an incomplete pass. It's 21-20, a very close game right now, as he will fire over the middle. That's caught, and down to the 26-yard line, 9:30 to play. And the final opportunity to see if one of these 2 teams can make a Super Bowl. And for the Vipers, you know, another Super Bowl is that screen. He's right at the pylon. They call it a touchdown. Bears now up by 8. And now it's going to be the Outlaws. Oh, he finds a man. Oh, he got by everybody. Look at the speed on display. And then just 1 play, they reply with a touchdown of their own. And the 2-point conversion is good. And I think the Outlaws, though, just in general, they found themselves a quarterback to really be excited about. He made the Pro Bowl last year. He led them to 11 wins this year. And, I mean, I guess the future for them, if this were a video that's going 20 years, maybe the Outlaws could find themselves potentially in the Super Bowl mix if they can get a nice team going here for years to come. But hey, this is the last year. This is all we got left, and you're going to have to do it now or never as they go play action. Into the flats, the fullback, and he's got the first down. Winters got 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. A heck of a game, but he's sacked now. And a loss of 9. 6 minutes to play as he's going to go outside 4 yards. It's third down at 15. He's got time, but he'll take a shot deep, and the safety just let in. It was like a center fielder, man. He was just waiting on that one. Pop fly to him and a pick. Not the easiest one he'll get. I mean, literally throw it right to him. As now, third down and 4. Is that going to be a false start? And make it third down and 9. All right, well, you could still convert here as he will get it down the field, and that's a heck of a play. All right, 4 minutes to go. Handoff. And got the first down. And a cut to the 40-yard line. Gain of 14. Man in motion. It's a play fake. And he'll go in the cross to the tight end. Getting it for another 9 yards. You're in field goal range. You got 3 minutes to play. Keeper on the read option, but he loses 3. Third down and 4. He got a man. He hangs on right at the marker, and he's got it for the first. A minute and a half to go, and the Bears are now going to have to probably start burning timeouts if they get them in bounds here, and they will not yet. Third down and 5, a minute to go. Run the ball, and down. Now they'll burn a timeout. 58 seconds as the kick is good for the lead, and the Bears have 50 seconds and 2 timeouts to make this happen. They got a screen. This was a big running back. He's got a timeout burn, though, only 7 yards. He can't be affording a lot of these types of plays. That's your final timeout. You're 60 yards out with 40 seconds to go. Throwing it on the run. That's a nice completion for 16, but that's in the middle of the field. You spike the ball, 27 seconds to play. Time in the pocket. He'll step up. He'll run. Oh, boy, I don't like that. 10 yards is cool, but he fumbles it on anyway. Doesn't matter. Game over. He fumbled it. And the Bears go down. And here you go, Outlaws, a win. Conference championship appearances have been pretty scarce. In the divisional round, we will have somebody punching their ticket to the conference championship because it is a match of Vipers versus Outlaws. Someone's getting there, and it's 21-10. Right now, the Vipers are on top, and not only that, they have the ball in first and goal, so they have made the conference championship multiple times before in the only Super Bowl appearance of the video as they get a completion, third down and goal from the 1, as they'll go with a swing outside. He's in. No, they say no. They say no. Touchdown, fourth and goal from the 1. They're going for him, and he's sacked. That wasn't a touchdown. Are you kidding me? Really? That wasn't a score? And now the Outlaws take over in an 11-point game. If the Vipers had it in the end zone there, that's a 3-touchdown or 3-score game, I should say. 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And not to say it's over, but like, man, it might be over. As now the Outlaws have a chance here. They got to go on a long drive, but they're making good progress right now. 43-yard line as they'll throw with 7.5 to go. Taking the shot deep. It's incomplete and almost picked, fourth down. They got to go for it here as they'll drop, throw it, running, gets by the defense, and a first down into Viper territory. They're 40 yards out of the end zone here. They can't afford to take a field goal, though, as they are looking for that touchdown first, and they got a big play, 30 more yards. Basically goal to go. It's going to be hard to get a first down without a touchdown here as the screen set up inside the 5, knocked down at the 1. Third down, and they managed to get a first down without the touchdown. Okay, how did they do that? That was impressive, as they'll get the score on the next play. Touchdown, and they did not go for 2. They kicked the extra point, which is weird. 4.5 to go, now down to 4 minutes as the Vipers will throw, and incomplete. Third down and 10 for the 35-year-old Lasley, who's trying to get that ring. He gets it for a fourth down. They got to punt it away. So now the younger Outlaw quarterback is going to have it with 3 to go and a chance to get this game-winning drive as he will throw on the run. Incomplete, but there's a flag. Oh, come on. Pass interference? No way, man. That's a draw as he'll get 9 on the play. 2-minute warning approaching. Another run. That's a first. 2-minute warning is here from the 37. There you go. Step up and run for it. He's got the first. He gets leveled, but he will hang on. That's interesting that they burned a timeout there. I didn't think they needed to. 2 minutes is plenty of time at the 25 as they'll get no gain on that play. Down to 120 as they'll hit a receiver. That's not much. 4 yards, but they'll take it for 3rd down and 6. It's 4-down territory, of course, as he'll throw for the marker. He's got it hanging on. And now they're 11 yards away with 30 seconds to go. Hand up the middle. Down to the 1. And for the potential win. Caught. Touchdown. 30 seconds to play. And now, man, the Vipers. Lasley. This might be the end for him. It is picked off with less than 30 seconds to play. Game over. And the Vipers' last hopes are dead. And the final hopes and the final team left in this video, the final game or 2, is going to be an Outlaws versus Cowboys rematch. It was the conference championship a year ago. The Outlaws got their butts kicked this time around. It's a little bit of a different story. 17-14 as they will have the ball with the lead into Dallas territory at the 31-yard line. They are well on their way to maybe getting a Super Bowl appearance in the final season of the video as they go read option. And McLeod breaks a tackle, gets through, and to the 12 as they go run again. Nope, nothing there. Loss of a yard. 12 yards out. 9.5 to play. Set up the screen. Running back. He doesn't exactly do the best job reading the blocks there. Maybe should have cut inside there. 3rd down and 9, though, as they'll hit a receiver. He's close. It's 4th and 1. They're going for it. I like the boldness. I don't like the decision. Read option, and he kept it. He loses a bunch of yards, but it doesn't matter how many he lost. It matters that they lose possession of the ball. They find the end zone there. It's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter. I mean, you maybe could say kick the field goal, but man, it's 4th and 1 with a chance for a 2-score lead to go to the Super Bowl. I don't blame them for going for it. I just don't know if I love the call. Speaking of not loving the call, man, 4th and inches, and they're putting it away, Dallas is, and it's another failed QB sneak. The QB sneak rate is awful! Speaking of awful! Oh my goodness, what did you just throw? Pick 6! You broke every rule in the book! Rolling right, crossbody into coverage and everything. As you're now throwing into coverage there, incomplete. Dallas has the lead. You just gave it to him. As a cut there, nice run. But man, that is one of like the worst situational plays I have seen, man. That's so bad. We'll scramble for a 1st down on that read option. Up the middle, running back, got the 1st down. They're moving it well on this drive. 3.5 to go. 2nd and 11. Swing one outside, and he'll have it for 3rd down and 6 at the Dallas 30. Obviously 4-down territory as he'll throw. Middle, got it! 1st down, and down to 1st and goal at the 7 for the lead. He'll throw, and he's sacked. Loss of 6, 3rd down and goal. And the big play here, and he's going to have it completed, and he's close. 3 yards away. This is it for a chance at the Super Bowl. He'll run again. He's diving, but short. He tried to reach. He tried to dive, but he's half a yard shy. Look how close he was. Dallas takes over. And a 1st down will end it. From the 5. Don't throw. 1st down. And game over. He was so close. 2 4th downs. 2 situations where it was just a yard difference that was the defining spot, and the pick 6 obviously was the backbreaker. But man, what a just so close final year. That will wrap things up for the 15 years. Stick around though, we have all the stats, all the statistics, and everything you want to see, where we break down what these 4 teams were able to accomplish in 15 years. And that is from, what they did win-loss-wise, their playoff record, their Pro Bowlers, their award winners. How did they fare offensively and defensively over the time? We've seen a couple of really nice players come and go on these teams. And I think they did a pretty solid job, some of them, not all of them. I'll name names since there's only 4 teams. The Manta Rays, whoever ran your organization, I don't know if it was multiple people or just one guy the whole time. He needs to be fired. That was a terrible job. But for the Vipers, I thought they did a pretty solid job, and they obviously lucked into a generational quarterback prospect, and unfortunately weren't able to capture a Super Bowl, so maybe you could chart that as a failure, but I still think they did a nice job overall. Dallas wins the Super Bowl, and I can't tell you how many times we had our team lose to the Super Bowl champion or Super Bowl runner-up. Let's go and get into the stats and info here, and we'll, I guess, go from worst to best since there is these 4 teams, the Manta Rays. I think it's actually really interesting that the records, 100 wins to 155 losses was the exact record of both the Bobcats and the Manta Rays. I think that's really just crazy how that worked out, but the Manta Rays were a bit worse. They had 0 10-win seasons, 0 playoff wins, just 2 playoff appearances, both in which they lost. They didn't have a single top 5 defense. They didn't have a single top 5 offense. Not only that, they had, I have it all pulled up, like they had only 1 top 10 offense and 1 top 10 defense in 15 years. They only sent 10 guys to the Pro Bowl, only had 5 award winners, which, you know, we're counting all the awards too, so like Rookie of the Year, like Best Kicker and Best Individual Awards. Like they had no MVPs. No one won MVP in this, but they had no Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. They had no like major accolades to really stick to. I thought they were really just poorly done when it came to who they were handing out contracts to at the QB position. In the first half, they handed out $100 million to Daniel Jones, $100 million to Jalen Hurts, and got him 1 playoff appearance on a loss. Then they finally got a good quarterback, a nice young quarterback who was like a 90-plus overall throughout his entire mid-20s to late 20s, and they never were able to build a good team around him. They just capped out at around, 6 to 8 wins for the final, half of this video. It was literally just the same thing. I have it the year by year pulled up. From year 8 to year 15, they never won less than 6 games, never won more than 8 games. They were literally in purgatory forever, and that is like the worst place to be. It is miserable. Trust me, I know as a fan of Washington how stinky it is to be stuck in 7-win purgatory for so long. Saints fans, I bet you know it too. So we move on to the next best team, the third team. We'll go Bobcats here. They had 1 10-win season, 0 top 5 offenses. They had 1 top 10 offense, but they had 3 top 5 defenses. There was a stretch where for a couple of years in a row, they had basically that top 5 defense. But despite having it, I have it again pulled up here, a little bit more in depth. All 3 years they had a top 5 defense. They had 8 wins all 3 years. The offenses were bad, and they were not able to really have one good injury luck on their side. Their quarterback was, injured a lot. And not only that, once they moved on from him, they just could not find a guy. They went 5-12, 4 straight years at one point. They had 5 playoff appearances though. And that's really impressive. The fact that you had 1 double-digit win season, but still 5 playoff appearances. They had 1 playoff win. So not a whole lot to really be excited about. Then you get to the team that I would say is the second best team. And I think this one, I think the rankings are pretty clear cut. We'll go the Outlaws, who had a really good late surge at the end. And like I said, if this was a video where it was like 20 years, maybe the Outlaws would have had something, because Lasley was going to retire or just be super washed. They would have moved on from him, but he was 35, and the Vipers were probably going to be on a downturn. Outlaws were kind of on the come up. They had their 2 best seasons in the final 2 years. They had 4 double-digit win seasons. Again, no top 5 offenses, but 2 top 5 defenses, both coming in the final 2 years. They had 8 playoff appearances, though. Credit to them for making the playoffs, just around half the years. And they had 4 playoff victories, 2 conference championship appearances, and obviously they couldn't get to the Super Bowl, which stinks. And they had their chance against the Cowboys. It was really close at the end there. Didn't happen. But they produced 16 Pro Bowlers, 11 award winners. So they had the leg up when it came to, wins, playoff wins, award winners, and Pro Bowls against the other two. But I think it's pretty obvious that the top team was the Vipers. I know we get into videos here where we're trying to chase as many like Super Bowls and all this other stuff as possible, but if in the first 15 years of an expansion team, you are able to have 9 double-digit win seasons, 9 playoff appearances, and you are able to do as good as you were able to, like building up this team. I mean, I get it. They had a generational quarterback fall into their laps, but, that doesn't mean everything. The Manta Rays had a really good quarterback, not generational, but like a 94 overall quarterback who was young, and he was like a 90 overall, I think, still on his rookie deal. They did nothing with him. So, like, you can get a good quarterback. It's just about what you do with it. And for an expansion team to go and have 9 out of 15 years be double-digit wins, 9 playoff appearances, 8 playoff wins, a Super Bowl appearance. Hey, a Super Bowl appearance is more than what some teams get in their lifetime. And this team did it in their first 15 years. 20 Pro Bowlers, 10 award winners. How about 2 top 5 offenses in a third of the season? It's 5 out of 15 years. They had a top 5 defense 5 times. That's incredible. A top 5 defense in 5 separate years. And what I mean by top 5 defenses is if you were on average between yards and points allowed in the top 5. So if you were like 6th in yards allowed but number 1 scoring, that's a top 5 defense. Or if you were, number 2 in yards allowed and number 6 in scoring defense, that's a top 5 defense probably. So I average kind of the 2 out there. Because like there was some outliers where like there was one year where they were the 4th yards defense, but they were the 20th scoring defense. It's not a top 5 defense, man. 20th scoring defense. That was kind of my judgment of a top 5 offense or top 5 defense. But they did really good, and we're the only team also to have a winning record in 15 years. I think that is a big deal. For an expansion team to be able to do that in 15 years. So, I don't think I really have to ask you, like, whoa, who do you think won like I do in other videos? I think it's pretty clear how the Vipers were able to win. But let me know if you want to see something like this again. Maybe we do 8 teams. I don't know actually how many teams you could do in Madden. Maybe we do 8, 12, 16. I don't know. However many they let me do. I don't know. But like, comment, and subscribe if you all enjoyed this one. I hope you guys very much did enjoy it. And I will see you guys all in the next one.